What's the crack? It's your boy Teriak. Today, we got something special. We got something special planned, boys. It's a debate against the machine lies. It's going to be free will, what your boys arguing for, versus this predeterminism bollocks, essentially. You know what I'm saying? So I have a solid argument, I think, at least worked out. But yeah, like this is given the kind of the back and forth that was going in the private chat, it'll get spicy. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't put all my hopes in saying this is going to be a very serious, kind of like straightforward debate. You know, it's yeah, it's probably going to get spicy. Not gonna lie. But like I said, I'm prepared for both. So hopefully, I give you guys a good show. Yeah, it's going to be starting in about 20 minutes, I think. So like I said, just want to kind of start early, chill with the chat for a bit. You know what I'm saying? I want to welcome in Yetter, Robert, John, Randy, my boy Randy, Tacticus, Cat's here as well. I was just trying to distract Cat during her stream earlier. It's usually a game I play. Elder Lions here. Welcome. We've got Steven, Breck. And who else? Anyone else? Mike. We got Mike Ball in chat as well. Appreciate you all, boys. Shout out to all the supporters, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, as well. Hopefully, Robert tested the super chat as well. Apparently, it's working, but as you have like known with my love-hate relationship with Streamlabs, sometimes I genuinely think there's like a goblin that sits in the software and just decides, yeah, I'm going to show these ones and not show these ones. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully it'll actually fucking work, but it is what it is. We'll take it as is, or take it as she comes, as they say. But yeah, other than that, is there any other housekeeping? Yeah, I don't think there's any other housekeeping apart from that. There was startling. I seen a startling tweet on X actually. Where was it? Uh-oh. Can't find it. Fuck, I had it there. I don't know, restart the computer and everything, boys. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that we're operating on all cylinders here. You know what I'm saying? Didn't want to give any grounds. Here we go. I think. Yeah. So here's the post. We just. Yeah. So here's the full tweet. Now you might recognize the post of this. Might recognize this. This is our good friend Ka. Can any of you see the issue or the logical flaw in this argumentation, boys? I'll give you a couple of minutes. I'll give you a couple of seconds to rationalize out what could possibly be wrong with the logic that's shown in this diagram, I guess, if I'm being generous. Anybody get it? Anybody crack the code yet? What could possibly be wrong in this hot holy matrix? Or this hosh posh of fucked up logic, as I'd call it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody? Nobody get it? Well, if we look at the 9 and 10 category here and we go up the list, apparently no matter how holy you are as a hot dude, you're automatically gay, according to Ka. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're a 6 in the holy, you're gay and you possibly have STIs. So it sucks to be you, I guess. Then if you're, a 7 or an 8, gay, for the streets, would marry a cougar for Dala. And then if you're 9, 10, so if you're super holy but you're super hot, you're definitely into something weird, which again I don't get what that means. But then you're also gay. So no matter what, if you're a 9 or a 10 in terms of attractiveness, you're gay. So what can we deduce from this, fellas? Well, apparently hot guys are gay. It's just like we just kind of basically take anyone who's like a 9 or a 10, they're automatically gay. But what we can reverse this as well and say that, well, ergo, if all hot guys are gay, then gay guys are hot. You see what I'm saying here, boys? We reverse it, and then we basically get to the conclusion that I think Kat thinks that gay guys are hot, but I'd strongly disagree. So again, like I appreciate the hustle, Kat. Like I love the effort. You know what I'm saying? A lot of effort put into this diagram, all this stuff. But I just need that little juice of logic to fall out of it as well. Do you know what I mean? Like we need a bit of logic here. Like we need some sort of out in this situation, because otherwise we're just saying the hot guys are gay and gay guys are hot, and that's gay. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of, we get into this self-referential problem. You know what I'm saying, boys? It is what it is. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to Kat. You know, make sure you give her a good like and subscribe. We'll be back on Saturdays as well. Wait, I think, were we back last Saturday? I don't know if we were back last Saturday. Oh no, we were back last Saturday. Then I had something to do as well. Oh yeah, I think I had the debate. I'm losing track of time, fellas. You know what I'm saying? Be kind, she worked hard on this chart. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I appreciate the effort and the hustle that she puts in. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, it's like, just eke out that more logic. You know what I'm saying? Robert's saying, I'm definitely not a 9 or a 10, so I'm not gay. Well, that's one way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Down with that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you love supporting your friends, but at the end of the day, you got to make sure that you're logically consistent. You know what I'm saying? Here's another thing that I seen on the old X as well. Got the name of this thing. There's a name for this chart, but it's basically like, if you notice, like all these years, that it's basically 3 sections. So it's like A, which is the very top row, says years in which panics have occurred and will occur again. When panics, you just want to get the fuck out of the market, get into fiat, and you should be Gucci. Then the middle kind of row here is basically years of good times, high prices, and the time to sell stocks and values of all kinds. And then the very bottom row here, it's like years of hard times, low prices, and a good time to buy stocks, corner lots, goods, etc., and hold on to the boom. Reach the years, the good times. Then unload. Interesting thing about this is that, like, it kind of predicted like the Second World War, 1960s crash, 1980s crash, and 1999 as well, like a dot-com bubble. You know what I'm saying? Like 2019, the COVID scare. Apparently in 2035, it ain't going to be good either. But even when like you match up this with like the bull runs that happen and like the crashes that happen in the crypto market, this chart seems to be accurate. And this chart was developed in 1875. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we're trying to fill in the blanks or anything like that. We're not kind of going back and then reapplying it. Like this was like basically, you know, over 150 years old at this stage. So like I said, take no screenshot there, boys. Definitely something to take note of, especially because, like I said, we're coming into 2026. Everyone's kind of like roaring and raging about, like, you know, we're going into the bull market now with the crypto and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully 2026, you know, the bull run continues and we get into the good times. But it can be off by like a year or so. Do you know what I mean? Like that's one thing you need to kind of factor into the equation too. That it's not going to be an exact, as soon as 2026 hits, it all that kind of shit. Do you know what I mean? Got to make sure you're applying some logic to the situation. I do love my my logic, as they say. Other than that, oh, my hair's all over the place, boys. What the fuck? But apart from that, like I said, just kind of shooting the shit. Hopefully, did any of you see Andrew's 1v1 versus Cenk? That was fucking hilarious, boys. Like all sorts of shit was being said. Like Cenk coming out was like, "Oh, bitch slap you." It's like, Cenk, the only thing you'll bitch slap is a cheeseburger. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? So love to see Andrew kind of like, you know, throw down like that. Even kind of like brought up like the was it they're saying it's like, you're just trying to pander to right wing audience. Like, no, and then he basically hits him back. Then what are you doing at TP USA? How does that, Cenk? Yeah, snake boy. Actions speak louder than words, they say. You know what I mean? It wasn't even a content exactly. Chunky yogurt, as he shall henceforth be known. Notice how the diagram didn't show 2008, did it not? One sec. Where did we go? 2008. Yeah, so if you see here, it says 2027 was the good times They were supposed to unload in 2007, and then shit hit the fan in 2008. And you're basically kind of going back into 2012, where you're basically buying all the way up from 2007 to 2012, and then making sure you sell before 2019 hits. Although 2016 came beforehand, so that would have been the opportunity to sell. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's not an exact thing. It's just something that I kind of noticed, kind of as I was browsing through it. It's like, gee, you know what I'm saying? But again, like we're kind of getting into kind of numerology, where it's like we're predicting with the numbers, fellas. But it's like I said, it's just kind of general kind of market trends. You can kind of fall back on, like use it for confluence, but not for an actual a logical or deductive argument kind of thing. You know what I mean? Correct, James. Welcome. Hopefully you enjoy the debate we're about to have. I am skeptical of the good time claims, boys. Yeah, that's the thing. Do you know what I mean? You always have to kind of enter anything with a healthy amount of skepticism. Because like as we're saying, like we're basically kind of going down the lines of especially in modern day, that like we are seeing at least a healthy form of skepticism now from I'd say the majority of people. But you got to be careful not to get lost in the sauce. You know what I mean? That's how you're gonna end up on one of these, conspiracy theories. You're down the rabbit hole, and then it's all numbers, it's all shapes, symbols, all this kind of shit. You know what I mean? Where you get lost in the sauce. Yeah, we're debating the machine lies. Now it's kind of like funky as well, because it's like there's like Jake, my boy Jake from Project VO Pod's going to be dual modding and moderating with Hank. So, but it's going to be hosted like the link is Machine Lies, so they have like the control over the situation or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a thing. I think it's because of the hair. One sec, John. I'll fix the hair. You know what I'm saying? Because the hair is all over the place. Not gonna lie. Nah, she's fucked, boys. We're fucked. We're just rolling with it. Okay, fuck it. Do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. All right. So no comments on the hair, boys. All right. No one touches the do. Okay. Jake is based, indeed. Machine Lies is going to interview me next week. Interesting. Yeah, like that's the thing. It's like the one thing I gotta kind of say or give credit to Machine Lies is that he's able to take a joke, he's able to take the back and forth, a bit of roasting. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully it'll be at least in terms of that. Like if it's not kind of substantive, yeah, if there's not a lot of substance in it, then we'll hopefully be able to give a bit of comedy, in the back and forth at least. Welcome, Solid Snake. Just say at least you have a obviously, but like when the hair looks like this, it ain't really kind of like we're not saying much. It's like yeah, we got hair, but we're not really using it properly. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, stay calm. Yeah, that's the other thing as well. Just kind of breathe in, breathe out. Got my boy Farney here as well. Welcome, Farney. What position am I taking? Well, I'm not taking a fucking Calvinist position, if that's what you're wondering, John. We're going for free will, boys. You know what I'm saying? You have me to VK. We're going to be raiding into VK as well, James. So no worries there for anyone in chat as well who's worried that we might be missing out on VK. No, we're going to be raiding into VK. Then I'll be popping on VK. You know what I'm saying? Help out my boy Easy. You know what I'm saying? Because I've done plenty of he's raided me plenty of times. It's about time I return the favor. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, kind of going into this as usual, kind of open minded. If there is a logical kind of case presented in front of me, then we'll kind of go down that line and explore it and all that kind of stuff. Have the humility, as they say. But like I said, kind of the amount of stuff that I've done, or the research that I've done on it, always about to do some cooking. You know what I'm saying? Call me Chef Teriyaki. Michelin star job. You know what I mean? Well, good. I don't take the Calvinist position here. That's good to hear, John. That's good to hear. That last one was to you, Teriyaki, by the way. Oh yeah, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. No French John Calvin artist had it, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But the will is still injured by sin. But so long as you still have it, that's the main thing, John. You know what I'm saying? Can't wait for the chef's special. It's gonna be chef kiss all around, boys. The Calvinists killed my ancestors for dissenting. I rest my case. You know what I'm saying? I rest my case. Wait, did I get a message here? What's going on? Wait, are they in here? What's the crack? Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
we
they're
got
in here.
Tariak.
Yo,
The
I'm
fight-
gonna mute this on my end just because if we're talking about kind of like rules or logistics, something like that. What's the crack? Yeah, we're live, but they can't hear you. You know what I'm saying? I've temporarily muted on their side. Yeah. It's your boy. Yeah, I seen that. It's kind of wild, bro. Good prep technique, you gotta say. Covering his bases. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, of course. It'd be pointless otherwise. You know what I'm saying? I guess you'll have to wait and see. I guess you'll have to wait and see. I like to play those cards close to my chest. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we'll have to wait and see, boys. That's a good question. Where the fuck is Jake? It's like, let me try calling him. Greg, bro. Gonna go take a quick piss as well.
Style, know what I'm saying? Coming at ya. This how we do. Paraplegic, my fighting stance too strategic. No shadows on my kicks, too much cheek. Horrific, to be specific. I'm coming through with jujitsu. Bone crushing, bone breaking as I get into scorpion styles with the speed of a cheetah. Hit your pressure points with light skills. I be the blaster. Iron palms is elemental. Combinations damaging nations in the mental. Cerebral cortex is obsolete. You die 10 times if you're trying to test me. Teoist master, rhyme style disaster. Studied on the cliffs of mountains, reading scrolls, holding it down. Iron shirt, she come. Apprenticed in the temple with the Guang Jung Nim. I went through torture, deadly styles, I'm the author. Ingested metals, yeah, they make me supernova. Triple spinning, kick side kicks and hook kicks. They come a chiller, so you must be master killer. Inside fool, change my style, change the weather. Inside fool, change your mind, just too clever. Inside fool, all the weak styles I sever. Combining two styles in the mic with master killer. Inside fool, change my style, change the weather. Inside fool, change your mind, just too clever. Inside fool, all the weak styles I sever. Combining two styles in the mic with master killer.
The great ones have searched for the righteous data to show improve and master the separation of matter. But seeing through death, never lose conscious of self. Shed a shell, keep it moving factor. Sword swing in the temple, mental state. Danger chamber, 8 gang slang, Wu-Tang. Train private soldiers in this rap game. Like that Shanghai chinky eye chick from Bed-Stuy. Wing Chun from Lafayette. Stuyvesant and Malcolm X. 57 Park, it might spark. It's the heart, one blood cell. Featuring Master Kill. After dark he goes, bust gun, trust none, touch one. Yun Chun, prodigal son. Killer bee disease, homegrown. Flown from overseas, city under siege. Your eyes bleed, the weed got a red dread. Like spinning roundhouse kicks to the head, he dead.
Inside fool, change my style, change the weather. Inside fool, change your mind, just too clever. Inside fool, all the weak styles I sever. Combining two styles on the mic with master killer. Inside fool, change my style, change the weather. Inside fool, change your mind, just too clever. Inside fool, all the weak styles I sever. Combining two styles on the mic with master killer.
Yeah, blessings. Yeah.
That was a badass intro.
Thank you.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah, I remixed that myself. Yeah, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But yeah, video, music. But yeah, you know what I mean? Thank you. But yeah, I'll let you guys take it away. Go ahead.
Okay, this is the free will versus determinism debate, moderated by Hanko Flamo and Jake Varr. And we might go to the do you have anything to say, Jake, before we go to the 10-minute opening? So we might go and introduce that, have that debaters introduce themselves first.
Yeah, real quick. I need to jet out. I'm hearing some echo on my end, but I'm gonna shoot back in a little bit. All right.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, take your time. Yeah, we're having technical difficulties. We'll figure it out. But yeah, you guys heard the brother Hanko Flamio. You know, we're having a little free will debate. You know, thanks to Tariak, the challenger. And so yeah, he's gonna try to prove that free will exists. I'm gonna try to say that it doesn't exist. It's a familiar theme throughout philosophy. It's an age-old debate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, since the beginning. So yeah, you know, we're gonna weigh in, but yeah, we'll wait for Jake. I'm not gonna try to, you know, say too much here. But yeah, thank you guys for joining. I mean,
Who's going first, by the way?
I guess I'll just wait till Jake shows up. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll flip a coin. What's up?
All right, we're back in. All right, just to be clear on the analysis here of the debate, are we going to do 7-minute opening statements? Do you guys did agree on that? Are we going to be doing cross-examination afterwards? Yes, no? Do you guys agree with this, or or nay?
Cross-examine if needs be, or kind of like open discussion, depending on what.
Or do you want to go straight into open discussion? It's up to you guys.
Go straight into the open discussion.
Okay. Are you guys going to do 1 hour open discussion or 2 hours open discussion? Up to y'all.
Well, I think Tariak has to leave at some point. So I think it'll be like maybe
hour and a half, or
hour and a half will be. Okay. Is that right, Tariak? You got to leave after.
Yeah,
that?
in around there.
Yeah. So.
Okay. All right, good. I'm going to put a timer for you guys just so we can keep track on the hour and a half so that Terry can get out at a good time. I'll put in a 7-minute timer. Whoever wants to go first. Up to you guys, man.
Well, I think ladies should go first, so I think Machine and I should go first.
Yeah, we got the fighting Irish already starting the insults.
Yeah,
Right?
he is.
But yeah, you know what I mean. We'll see who the real man is in a minute here. Yeah, but I'm happy to go first.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
essentially.
so, Machine Lies, your time starts now. 7 minutes. You don't have to take up the whole time. So.
Yeah, of course, and I don't think I really will take up the entire time.
Okay.
Because obviously the onus of proof is on the claimant here, saying free will exists. All right, so I think it's going to be a hard one to prove. Essentially, because all of our actions are determined by the way we are. Right, they issue. We didn't cause ourselves. Right, this is known as the basic argument by Galen Strawson. Right, if all of our actions issue from the way we are, right, and we didn't have a way in determining the way we are, then we can't choose what we're going to do. All of our agency, our free will issues from our capacity to essentially formulate who we are, our personalities. We can't change who we are, right? So none of our actions are cause sui, right? Or in other words, self-caused, right? So the basic argument goes like this by Galen Strawson. There's another argument by Peter Vangenwagen, right? Peter Vangenwagen, right? And and I'm kind of paraphrasing the argument, but essentially it's that wherever there's a fork in the road, you have to make a choice between two decisions, right? Well, it turns out that the road you came from is just one path, right? We can't change that. We came from a single road. It doesn't matter how the road forks or which way we choose, right? The past remains the same, right? So there may be two choices, in front of us. That new choice may determine a new set of events, but the fact is that they all issued from a past, right? And a past that's totally immutable, you can't change, right? Okay. Now, finally, we can, look at the universe. Obviously, the universe is, carefully, planned. Actually, the universe itself is, by many, ways of looking at things, a mathematical spectacle. So much so that we can observe the conditions within the universe. They're extremely precise, right? So the fact that we can, observe the laws of the universe means that they're extremely fine-tuned, right, to an order of precision, right? And I think all of those really come from, a universal mind, right? Where does mind issue from, right? I think if we're going to find out where agency issues from, we'll have to figure out where mind originates. And there's no proof of mind, right? There's no proof of consciousness, right? There's no proof of, and I guess I'm talking about in terms of science, in terms of science, and I'm kind of freeballing here. I didn't prepare at all, but the fact is that in terms of science, in astronomy, right, and physics and the study of consciousness, right, there's a hard problem of consciousness. They can't determine where consciousness originates. It's a great mystery, right? So, where does the agency come from, right? It has to come from a mind, right? And where's the proof of that mind, right? Well, it turns out that, there is no proof. Nobody's been able to prove consciousness, what I mean? Right. So the fact is that I believe that, since there's no origination point, emergence point for where consciousness begins, it has to be inherent to what's going on in the cosmos. It has to be a fundamental property of the cosmos, right? So I think everything's planned. God controls everything. Yeah, I think that God or the universal mind, controls everything in the universe. Now, we could look at other aspects of things like the butterfly effect, right? Okay, and look at how causality, right? There's no cause that can be isolated from any other cause, right? So in terms of our experience, we're pushed into what we're going to do, right? Our decision that we make affects all other outcomes, but we're conditioned by the very same principles that created the conditions for us to choose, right? So we're bound by both causality and necessity, right? I mean, this is the the main thing here, so I won't go on very much longer, and I don't think I have that much more time, right?
You have a minute 25.
Yeah, minute 25. Yeah, I'll go in and say that this is the ancient problem, right? Since the beginning of philosophy, from pre-Socratic philosophers, right? Parmenides argued that change is an illusion, right? Because the universe is one, right? And he also argued that the possible is the actual, right? So, the way that Heraclitus got out of this is that he said, no, everything's randomness and change, right? So essentially, this whole idea comes from the idea, or the question, is there a such thing as change, or indeterminacy? I think change is an illusion because where does you can't prove that change actually exists, right? So ultimately I think that free will, and this is the part I really did right.
15
right?
seconds.
Oh yeah, 15 seconds, perfect. Yeah, it says free will, a demented existential hoax fabricated by a Christian philosopher to get God off the hook. Okay, and basically perpetuated by a man who
And
said
that's
evil has no existence, and he was schooled by Manichaeans. This is St. Augustine. Right?
okay. That's
So,
time right there. Thank you very much for that. Hank, would you like to introduce Teriak here really quick for the next part?
So here's Teriak to debate the side of free will. So let's start.
That was the flattest
Okay.
intro I've ever seen in my entire. Hank, have a coffee, get some fucking energy into you, right? This is the top tier debate we're having right now, and you're just like, yeah, here's Teriak.
we got the fighting Irish.
You
Who's
know what I'm saying? Like, what the
He's
fuck
a
is
fighting-
this?
He's a fighting Irish.
Come on, dude. Yeah.
Right, so boys, we're here to debate free will versus predeterminism.
Your
Now,
time starts now, Teriak. Go ahead.
appreciate you, Jake. So basically, as you heard from Machine Lies, basically kind of like hogwash, kind of like this whole thing of like just presupposing that it's predeterminism. Didn't really kind of like, he said that kind of like free will is like, what was it, a demented excuse by Christian philosophers or something like that. Which again is just bollocks. All it is just conspiracy theory nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And again, I want to remind as well, because he said like proof is required for both sides, since this is like it's a versus debate. It's not I'm making the statement and then you're internally critiquing my position. If there's two positions put forward, you have to defend this position. So you're not going to get out as you have to prove the free will. Bollocks, essentially. You're going to have to actually prove predeterminism, my friend. Habibi, as they say in Arabic. So again, like just for definitions, free will, the ability of individuals to make choices that are not determined by natural causality, fate, or divine intervention. Free will implies that one's actions are the result of personal decisions rather than being predetermined by external forces. This is just to kind of sum this up. It emphasizes personal responsibility, suggests moral accountability since individuals can choose between right and wrong, and supports the idea of personal agencies and autonomy. Whereas predeterminism The definition would be the philosophical view that all events, including human actions, are determined by causes external to the will of the individual. In predeterminism, the future is already decided by past events or fate, divine decree, or natural laws. So it basically poses the challenge to the notion of free choice, suggesting that we perceive as a choice as an illusion. It's all just a fucking illusion, essentially. You're not actually aging. Like, I know, like, a lot of the women would be like, I'm not actually aging, you know what I'm saying? It's just an illusion. I'm getting gray hair, but that's just an illusion, guys. It falls on its face. It's often associated with fatalism, which is the key kind of like I think the nail in the coffin essentially that destroys this ideology, where outcomes are inevitable regardless of individual actions, and can be linked to theological determinism, where God or a similar entity is preordained all events. So the problem that arises out of this, and this is the main question that machine law is going to have to deal with, is without more responsibility, without personal agency, how can like morality based becomes pointless? Like judicial systems become pointless, because why would we hold these people accountable for choices that they didn't actually have? They had no agency over these choices. So essentially, this whole position undermines judicial system and moral truth as we know it. And with that, I can see the rest of my time.
Okay, you got a minute and 18 seconds. You concede fully?
You need way more time. You need way more time. Like, what are you doing? Are you sure you want to do this?
We can go straight into the open.
Okay. All right. Well, he's conceding the time, guys, gentlemen. So with that being said, now we'll enter. You guys agreed with open dialogue, right? No cross-examination. Hour and a half. That was agreed on. Right? Mm-hmm. Everything's good? Okay. With that being said, we'll open up, and the time starts now. 1 hour and 30 minutes. Go ahead, gentlemen.
So you have to contend with judicial system.
Wait, hold on. We're not here talking about moral agency until we solve the problem of free will. We have to solve the problem of free will. We're not here debating moral agency. We're debating the philosophical problem of whether you have free will.
My friend Habibi, without agency.
No, Habibi, you seem to not know the problem, because you said in your opening statement
explain to me, please, Habibi, please.
The idea about St. Augustine and Christianity, that was a conspiracy theory, you said?
Yeah, like this whole thing of like it's what you call it, like a demented ideology to get God off the hook.
You're gonna sacrifice your opening statement by claiming what I said was a conspiracy theory. You can't prove that, right? And then you're gonna say you're just gonna read a bunch of shit off and claim you won the debate, and then try to sideline the debate.
You already said that. You already said that we can't prove things like the mind. You already said we can't prove things like the mind. So does the mind exist?
Well, I think that the mind is a good question. You know, where does consciousness originate from?
Yeah, so to you would say that mind doesn't exist.
Where do decisions come from? Where do decisions come from that human beings make?
Your mind.
Okay, and where does the mind originate from?
Metaphysical.
What metaphysical?
What, you want me to define metaphysical?
Oh, yeah. I want you to tell me clearly, because you're saying that people make decisions and those decisions come from their mind. I want you to tell me where mind originates from. Go ahead. Let's see.
Yeah, so in terms of the position that it's like we have a brain, but there's something metaphysical to the brain that's the result of all these actions.
Something metaphysical.
Yes. So like without metaphysics, you don't have.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're looking like a girly boy. You're looking flabby.
Well, you're the one with the long hair. You're the one with the long hair. Let's be real here.
Oh, the long hair. Yeah, Jesus had long hair. You fucking coward.
Yeah, we're talking about real stuff.
Outside of the shit talking, Terry, can you define what he said, metaphysical, please? Just so we can move on with
metaphysicals are concepts that don't exist in reality. They're for example, like truth would be an example.
Concepts that don't exist in reality. Where do those come from?
Yeah, like
what are you talking? Wait. He just defined metaphysics as concepts that don't exist in reality. Where the fuck are you gonna get concepts from if they don't exist in the fucking reality?
Well, like you realize
they come from outside of the reality.
You realize you can't like measure truth. You can't like weigh truth. Weight doesn't have like a weight to it. It's not physical.
I'm sorry, you said they come outside of reality. How are they gonna communicate with the reality if they? So
like that's why we point to, for example, the mind, the self, this experience that we have of the self. We're all individuals, correct?
Yeah, Terry, can you define reality for the audience? Can you keep track of your argument?
What? So I have to come up with all the definitions, like this whole kind of like thing of like, okay.
Well, look. The universe or mind right? I took a position on mind, right? I said the mind, okay, is part of the universe. Okay, the mind does not originate with human consciousness.
Okay, so where's the mind? Where is my mind? Where's location?
Where's your mind?
Yeah, where's the location of the mind? You said it exists in the universe, so where is it?
It's a great question. It's a great question. Where does the universal mind located? Is what you're asking me?
No, where is the mind? You said our minds are located
What a
in the
stupid
universe.
question. What a stupid question.
Yeah, answer the question. The machine lies.
Yeah, please,
What's the
machine.
question? What's the question? I'm sorry.
Where does I believe Teriak means the metaphysical mind. Where does that lie? Like, where does that come from?
Universal
He said
Yeah,
it
it's
exists in
called
the universe,
universal
but
mind.
where?
Yeah, it's
Where in
called
the universe?
It's called universal, therefore it doesn't have, it's non-local. Right? Universal equals non-local, right?
So I'm sorry. I just have some. So the universal mind doesn't exist, or is that your claim there? That it's universal. Where does it exist exactly within the universe? That was the question. Trying to understand.
No,
Or
I
does
said
it just outside
no. I
the
said
universe?
where. No. The question is where does mind originate from? Right? I say it's part of the universe. Right? It's universal mind. Right?
Okay, universal
He's
mind.
saying
Okay.
he's claiming, right, that our actions emanate from our minds.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I'm
Okay.
saying, can you prove human consciousness? Right?
Well, can you prove
Okay.
that the mind exists in the universe then?
Can I prove the universal mind? No, I can't. No, I can't prove the universal mind.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so-
that would be metaphysical, Teriak.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got there,
Right.
Habibi.
Yeah. So you concede the debate. You agree that you have conceded the debate in terms of you agree that you have no idea where actions originate because you don't know where the mind comes from.
Again, like
Is that what's going on?
we're talking about, again, you're making the claim that the mind exists in the universe. So I'm asking you, where does the mind exist in the universe? Do you have a mind?
Yeah,
Do you have a mind?
universal mind is non-local, right?
Okay, so that's a negative definition.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like saying
yeah,
a
we have to
chair,
use
a
negative
chair, a
definition.
chair is not a table. That doesn't tell us anything.
Yeah, can you rephrase that as an affirmative definition so the audience can keep track? The machine.
Yeah,
lies?
please, machine. You said the mind is non-local. You're saying it's part of the universe? What does that mean exactly? Because I'm trying to understand. I think me and Hank are trying to.
Universal means like, for example, space and time,
Mhm.
right? They're ubiquitous, right? So is mind. Right?
So
That's-
it's a metaphysical ideology, idea. That's what Teriak also said. Okay, so we can agree that
right.
that
We
thoughts,
agree. Yeah,
etc.,
right,
are metaphysical.
Right. We
Okay,
agree. Yeah,
Cool,
we
cool,
agree
cool.
that they come from a metaphysical,
cool.
space. Now, I'm trying to delineate, right, where he feels that metaphysical space interacts with the physical world, right?
Okay,
So I'm trying. So I'm saying, where's the communicative property between the universal mind and the physical world? He agrees that there's a universal mind, right? Because he said that
Yeah.
truths are rooted in ideas that exist beyond this reality. That's what he said. Right? So see what what I'm trying to get to is a communicative property, right?
okay. So Teriak, where does the physical? What was your question exactly? Machine lies. The metaphysical mind. Where does that?
I know.
With
It's complex, folks.
It's not really
folks.
well. Here's the thing, because you're talking about the universe. I think of it as metaphysical,
it's
like
because-
metaphysical
it's because
and
you guys
physical,
are not. It's because you guys are not well versed on the issues.
and that's fine.
No, you need to
Universal.
explain the issue better. You need to communicate
Yeah.
better.
Thank you, Hank.
This is a debate. You need to communicate so the audience can understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, sure. I'm just shit talking a little bit, Hank. It's okay. Right?
A little bit.
It'll be okay.
It's fine. Go ahead, machine. Or let's get past that. So the mind is metaphysical.
I just look. Wait, he just said that there's a communicative property that exists in individuals called mind that interacts with the universal mind. I'm asking for how those two entities communicate with each other. I know it's
So,
a complex
how does
question.
the-
You can't
how
prove
does-
it. You have to concede the debate.
How does the individual mind interact with the universal mind? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
I've asked it
again,
very
like
clearly 3 or 4
that's why I
times.
asked you to prove the universal mind. You said you can't because it's metaphysical. Like, we're talking about metaphysical concept here. So you're asking me for proof for something that you know yourself.
No, you
Yes.
related it to a physical concept. You related the
Did
metaphysical
I?
concept to a physical concept. Yes, the physical mind, the brains that the human beings' actions come from.
They're two
Or are you
different
saying?
distinct
Are you saying?
things.
I'm sorry.
They're two different things. The mind is not the brain is not the mind. There's overlap.
Okay. So you don't believe that human beings' actions come from brains?
They come from the mind. Yes.
Right. What mind?
Again, it's a metaphysical concept.
Right. You
Because
said
again,
that
like
people's
without
actions
this,
originate.
because we
I
can point
understand. I
towards.
understand it's a metaphysical concept. You got to get over this hump.
Don't
We
worry,
understand what
Habibi.
metaphysical concepts are.
Don't worry, Habibi. We
Yeah.
can get there, right? So like
Yeah,
this whole kind of concept
yeah,
of
we're
the
gonna have
universal
to, because
mind.
you're
It's
stuck.
like that is
You're very much stuck.
a metaphysical concept. Like God created the universe. Like that. That's a metaphysical entity manifesting reality.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a similar concept with our
No.
mind. We have thoughts, and then we put those thoughts into actions.
Okay, there you go.
So we're like gods? Is that what you're saying?
What do you mean? Like
We
we're like
materialize
gods?
thoughts into action. You said God
Yes.
creates things.
That's
right?
how a mind would typically work. Correct.
Yeah. So there's a universal mind that creates things, right? Right.
Mhm.
How is your mind not created and controlled by that universal mind?
Because
Well, his
we're
mind is a
individual.
universal mind, isn't it? Didn't we establish that?
No,
It's
the
metaphysical.
universal. What he's talking about in terms of the universal mind is that when we point towards, like, for example, like moral truths, you can
Mhm.
ground that in what's like the universal mind. And this is the kind of whole debate I had with Ghosty, where like essentially you need to be able to ground these moral truths. Otherwise, you basically get to the conclusion that, oh, well, morals are just subjective. Whatever we say goes. But then
Sure.
when you get into that line that basically, like I said, you have the same problem with determinism, which machine law is
Sure.
trying to run from. You can't actually,
Okay.
like, judicial systems basically fall flat in their face.
No,
'Cause you
you're
can't
running
say
from
that
a
one moral
question
is
I
a
asked
set
you
thing.
3 or 4 times already, which is how does the universal mind interact with individual minds? Now you described the how the universal mind interacts with thoughts and creation, but you never understood how the
Yeah,
universal
so teach
mind.
me, Habibi, please.
Well, you're the one making the proposal. You're saying you made all these nonsense proposals, right? Right.
Can
Right.
name one proposal.
You said there's a universal mind that interacts with the individual mind. How does this accomplished?
I didn't say that. I said I pointed towards the existence of a universal mind.
Right. Right. To ground your idea of minds.
Yes.
Okay. So how do individual
And
actions not originate from the universal mind?
because again, this whole kind of concept of the universal
Yeah,
mind,
don't run.
you
See,
then
this is
have
what
to
you keep running
prove
from.
you have to
Can't
prove
answer
that
the
like the
question.
individual minds like are tied to this universal mind in such a way that the universal mind has no
That's
free
right.
will or
You would have
agency.
to prove that. You don't have any proof of that, do you, Jake? I mean, Tariak.
Terry.
But
You
we've
keep
already
saying
been here.
Terry
You
out to
can't
date,
prove
machine laws.
metaphysical concepts.
Thank you, Hank. Blessing. I'm sorry. Say that again. We were
Wrongful
laughing. I
Rag
was
super
laughing, Hank.
chatted
Yeah, so
$9.99.
oh shit.
Oh, this one is
Probably
a
should
good
switch them
one.
off for the time being.
Universal
Yeah,
I have
mind
there's
a
connectedness.
have a text to
There's
speech
a small
going.
Mind
mustache
being
on your face for a
non-local.
second. Will you?
But how does it make the body move without location? Or is the body an anchor for the
Appreciate you, wrong for rag.
Are
so
you
yeah, like
lost? Or
we already got this. We already kind of like addressed this. I
you
don't know if
have
this is
addressed
what your whole
nothing,
argument.
sir.
Yeah,
You've
yeah, no,
addressed
because
nothing,
again,
sir. You've
like
gone in
you
circles.
can't
You have
can't
failed to
prove.
explain how universal
Yeah,
minds
so you
interact with
can't
individual minds.
prove any metaphysical claims. Like you can't prove the laws of logic because you have to presuppose the laws of logic.
So you're saying that your metaphysical claim is just bunk?
No, what I'm saying, you're asking me for proof, like some empirical data that we can track on this.
No, I'm just asking
Correct?
you to back up your position that you agreed to argue for.
Yeah. So again, like when we
Yeah.
have
So what
free will
arguments do you
versus
have in favor
so
of?
yeah. So when we have predeterminism versus free will, if you take the predeterminism argument, you're basically saying that all moral truths don't exist.
All moral
we
truths
don't have-
don't exist.
Yeah, because we
but
don't have agency.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure how the moral truth is relevant.
Yeah,
to
it's
the
not.
debate,
It's not
though.
related. Yeah, it's
Well,
not related. We could have a separate debate. We could have a separate debate.
No,
on
well, hold
moral
on.
agency and free
Terry
will.
X making the argument that if you have predeterminism or from your argument that morals cannot necessarily exist because everything's predetermined already. Every human being is gonna have immoralities or moralness to it. So therefore, objective morality cannot exist under predetermination. Is that more or less what you're saying, Terry?
And without morality,
Okay.
you can't have judicial systems. All this shit becomes pointless.
Okay. Can you argue with that, Machine Wise?
Where do you get universal morality from?
Universal mind.
The universal mind, right? And can you
Yes.
deviate from the universal mind, or do you have to align with it?
Yes, you can.
How do you
So his
deviate
claim
from
was-
the universal mind?
Yeah. So, for example, like we can point to a moral truth of you should not murder, you ought not murder, but people do still murder. Even
right,
we
but
codify it
all
into laws, and people
So
still do
all
it.
truths exist in the universal mind, and all laws exist in the universal mind.
No.
Yes. Where else would they come from? Where would laws, opinions, ideas?
Yeah, but
even
all
come
laws, all laws don't exist there.
from? Sure, they do.
No.
all
what we're-
ideas exist in the universal mind. Where do ideas come from?
Yeah. So when we're talking about universal mind, we're pointing towards like a perfect set of morals or
Can
a
you
perfect
deviate
set
from
of
it?
truth.
Can you deviate from it?
Yes.
How?
People like there are immoral people.
That's not the question. Universal
To-
mind, right?
Okay.
All
yeah. So
truth,
if there's
all
moral,
immorality, all morality is located in the universal mind, right? How does anybody deviate from truth itself?
yeah, no, like you're saying two different things there. You're saying that it's like all
no,
these.
no, I'm not. I'm
because
saying
if-
everything has to be grounded
if-
in the universal
yeah,
mind,
yeah,
including
yeah.
all of your actions, all of your decisions, and all of your ideas.
And
Try explaining
I'll
it
just
in
like-
another way the machine lies, because I'm not sure where he's getting it.
Yeah, machine. Can you please give us a definition of the universal mind so that we're kind of clear on this? An exact definition of what you mean by universal mind.
Why don't we both?
Because you're
give
using
one?
that.
Why
a lot.
don't we both give one? Because he
well,
has yet
you're-
to give one either.
Well,
It doesn't.
well,
give
you
me a
bring it
good
up,
one.
machine. So I want to hear your definition so
I
that.
brought it. I brought.
and
up
if
the- we
Teriak
both
agrees
brought up
with
the
it, then-
universal mind. We both brought
No.
up the universal mind.
Yeah, you need to
I-
give a definition of the machine lies. You're relying on this a lot, so.
Yeah, you are. You bring it up a
Yeah.
lot. So we want to get a definition of what you define
I
as the
think-
universal
I
mind, so
think-
we can move
yeah,
forward.
Yeah, I'll say it again. I think mind is ubiquitous, just like time or space. Right?
what does ubiquitous
so, yeah.
mean?
I mean, go to dictionary.com. Right?
No,
This is a professional debate. Right?
Okay.
The
I
machine
guess-
lies.
I
We don't
guess
want to
have
hear the adjectives. We want to hear the definition. What the heck
Please.
is it?
Ambiguous. Can you define it?
Everywhere, all the time.
Okay, so the universal mind is everywhere all the time. Are you explaining that that's God? Is that another form of God, or
Of
it's
course,
just the human? Okay,
it has nothing to do with humans.
okay, so it's
For
God.
some
You're
reason,
basically saying
Tariak's
that
bringing humans into it. I'm trying to ask
Okay,
him
so
how we get individual actions from the universal mind.
okay, so when you say universal mind, you mean God. So how do we get actions outside of God? Is that's more or less what you're stating here? So to be clear,
Well, yes, but
yes.
in order to make it more philosophical, I've used the term universal mind instead of
Okay,
God.
but just for us dumb people, you're meaning God, okay? Just for the sake of argument here, because for it, you got to define it first. Moving
Here's
forward.
the
with the
issue.
debate.
Here's the issue. The machine lies. You have to ground it too, because there's no default position in this debate. This free
Yeah.
will versus determined.
Yeah,
So you
we're
also have to
both
ground it.
grounding. We're both grounding what we're saying in a universal mind. I'm just pointing out that he said that you can deviate from it and not explained how, and I've said you can't deviate from it, which is a perfectly reasonable position.
But now Teriak understands that when you say universal mind, you mean God. So those are two different things. I was thinking something else. I don't know if Teriak knew that you were talking about God. Teriak, did you know that?
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah, we
I-
talked about
I
this
had an
beforehand.
idea.
Yeah, we
Okay,
talked
you had
about
an
this
idea.
beforehand. Yeah, we
Okay,
talked
but
about
now
this
we
beforehand.
know he's talking about God. Now we can kind of move forward with this. So
It
Teriak,
doesn't change the proposition whatsoever.
I know. Yeah. I agree.
But
I agree.
I guess
Okay.
since this is amateur hour here, we'll have to, we'll have
Oh,
to.
okay, bro. You're a pro. I got it. You're a pro at explaining things. Okay, Teriak, So moving forward,
I
go
am.
ahead.
I wouldn't
Go-
say he's a pro yet. You need to keep training.
I'm being sarcastic, bro. I'm being sarcastic. He's not a pro at all here. But Teriak, please move forward with this question here. Does can you deviate outside of God from the truth, etc.?
And a very easy and fundamental example is we go back to the Garden of Eden. What did God say? Don't eat the apple, bitch. And what did the bitch do? She ate the fucking apple.
Shit, the apple.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like this whole thing, can you deviate from God's will? Clearly you can. That's what free will is all about, baby.
Okay, that's a good argument. Machine Lies, go ahead.
So you called the mother of humanity a bitch, and then you said, and then you
Outside of
also
the-
stated, and then you also stated,
I mean-
and then you also stated, that she, that God didn't know what she was gonna do in advance, and that she had an actual choice.
Yeah, but
How can you
just
prove that?
Because again, like you said, can you deviate from God's will, like from the universal mind? And Eve clearly did. Or do you think?
How do you know God didn't know what
do you
she was
think she
gonna-
didn't bite from the apple?
How do you know that God didn't know what she was gonna do in advance?
Yeah, but
In
again,
other
it
words,
was
did
God's
God
will.
predetermine Eve from doing that? Right? Machine
Yes, but
Lies.
then if
You're-
God, yeah, but if God predetermined that, then why did God tell her not to eat the apple?
It's not if or it's look. How do you know that's not what happened? You
Oh,
don't.
well,
You don't know
yeah,
what's in God's mind. You
yeah,
can't control what's in God's
we
mind.
have the-
You,
we have
you
this
don't know
thing
why
called the
God
Bible.
did things. You don't know what God planned. God is all powerful. He's planned everything. So where
Sure.
so where does free choice come from? Is the question. The hot debate
Yeah.
topic for tonight.
Yeah, because God gave Eve a choice. Gave Adam and Eve a choice.
Rifle
How do you
Rage
know
super
that?
chatted
Because God told him not to eat from
$9.99.
the
All
tree of
right. LFG
knowledge of good and evil.
get out the
And
shillelagh
yeah,
and take this
yeah, so
bugger
the
to
question
town.
is, how do you know that God didn't know what they were going to choose in advance? That's compatibilism. That's not free will.
no, because again, why would God? The question you have to contend with is why would God tell her not to do it, and then she chose to go against that?
How do you know
Yeah,
she
why-
chose to go against God's will?
Well, because so
Because God explicitly says, "Don't eat. You can eat from any tree except for the tree of knowledge of good and evil." And they ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
they went against God's will in that particular situation. But Machine Lies' argument is, how do you know God didn't know that was going to happen? Which we can't know, and neither can Machine Lies know that neither. Machine.
Yeah, read Romans 9. It says, "It is not of he who willeth."
Like,
You know,
you
it's
might as
totally
well
came
just
from
go
God
ahead and
free
read
will
it
in the
for us.
Bible. I mean,
You might as well just go
The
ahead and
same
bring it up, and
the
we have
same-
plenty of
yeah.
time.
Yeah. So
the same
again,
book
still have
Romans
over an
9
hour.
says that you have no
yeah, to
control.
contend with what Machine Eye is saying. How do you know what God wanted, or how do you know what God's actual will was? But then the
Yeah,
question
you
would
don't.
be,
You can't know.
why?
Yeah.
But why would God tell them not to eat from it then in the first place? If God was planning on them to eat from the tree anyway, why would God tell them not to do it?
Yeah, sure. Why? Why did God create a test for humans? I don't know.
Okay,
It's because
would
God
point
wanted
towards
to do
that,
what he
like,
wanted
God
to
didn't
do.
want them
You
to
don't
eat
know
from the-
why he did what he did, and you don't know whether he gave them a choice or not. You just
yeah,
don't know.
No, again, like to because it seems like you're trying to, like, dodge the question. But essentially, you said to me, it's like, well, how do you know that God just didn't plan it so long? It's like, because it tells us in the scripture that God said not to eat from the tree, and they ate from
No,
the
it
tree.
says it says in the scripture in Romans 9 that God make one vessel for destruction and one vessel for glory. It is not of he who willeth. In the same book, it
You're
says that.
jumping to Romans. We're not there, Habibi. We're at the beginning. We're at Genesis. Okay.
Is it not part of the same book, Habibi?
So, like, can you contend with the question?
Yeah, and I'm also not an Arab. Did you know that?
I did.
So,
Yeah.
He's a jogging.
Weak.
he's a hijab.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, we could break in a Bible study. It's not.
yeah, like I said, we can point to the scripture where God says, "Don't eat from the tree," and then they ate from the tree. That's clearly going against
but
God's
you're
thing. And
not
you're like, well, how do you know
demonstrating-
God's thing? Because God said not to eat from the tree, and then they ate from the tree.
Okay, Teriak, for the sake of argument, can you give us other examples where people went against God in the Bible.
Plenty of time. We
Yeah.
can look at.
Yeah, a
we
lot of
can
time.
point
Yeah,
to,
that's
all
not a
through
good
history.
example because obviously God had control of the entire situation and he knew what they were going to choose in advance. But all right, I guess we'll say that they had some kind of choice there.
Okay. So Machine Lies is saying that in the Bible, like David taking another man's wife, that was already predetermined by God, correct? That you're saying everything. Samson simping for Delilah, that was predetermined by God as well. Everything's all planned out. Is that your argument, Machine Lies?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so when he
what
created
God didn't
Hitler,
what God didn't do to happen, the Jews wrote and they made it up. That's what it is.
Okay. So when God created Hitler, just to be clear, when God created Hitler, he knew he created Hitler and Hitler was going to delete 6 million J people, right? That's all predetermined. Correct. That's your argument, Machine Lies. Just to be clear. And then I want to ask Teriak a question to follow up with that.
Yeah, everything's under God's plan, definitely.
Okay. So Teriak, I want you to kind of I want you to engage with that argument. It's all predetermined from everybody from Hitler to David, etc. Everybody in the world's predetermined on that. Can you prove that we have free will outside of that using, any type of evidence on that or philosophical? Go ahead.
So according to Machine Lies now, the LGBTQ agenda is like God planned that out. God wants us to have LGBTQIA, teaching kids all this degeneracy and all this kind of shit. God planned all this degeneracy. God wants all this degeneracy. See how flawed this whole fucking argument starts to become? It starts to all of a sudden undermine not only judicial systems, that that's the one thing that you point to that's why we have modern civilization, is because we're able to enact justice. Because without agency, without moral truths, all this shit gets flown on its head. Because how can you hold someone accountable for something that was already preordained? They didn't have a choice to do otherwise.
Can you prove that societies who don't believe in free will have less moral agency?
Yes, because you wouldn't have judicial systems. Justice wouldn't exist. It just simply is what it is.
Well, look at Chinese society. Is that true for Chinese society?
They still have a judicial system.
The Buddhists don't believe in free will. Do they have problem making laws and stuff? That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous proposition. What are you smoking?
How is it a ridiculous proposition?
Because it's factually inaccurate.
How?
What are you smoking? What are you smoking when you think that?
I could ask you the same question.
What
is the fact that's getting contradicted here?
You just drew, a correlation between two things. Can you prove that there's any causation between them two?
Yeah, because when we look at societies that flourish, they believe in free will. They have judicial systems. They have more responsibility. People believe they have agency over their decisions.
How do you know? How do you know that all the societies who invented laws that they all had a belief in free will and moral agency?
Because we have those societies today, and the societies that didn't have them don't exist.
What about Buddhist societies who don't believe in free will? Do you think they have worse laws?
But again, the whole concept of this,
it's a ridiculous proposition. Try again. It's ridiculous.
Teriak, your proposition is contradicted by the anthropological evidence. So there are factors that don't believe in free will.
Here, hold on. And I can't believe. You guys believe in freedom and liberty here more than any where else, and you got the fucking trans agenda. Come on, dude.
But according to you, that's what God wants.
It's individualism.
That's what God wants.
God is talking about how things are going to get worse in the end days. This is
but that's what God wants.
Things are going to get progressively worse.
That's what God wants, though, right? God wants the LGBTQIA or whatever the fuck they're called.
I'm not the one who says what God wants.
You just made the claim that this is all what God wants. That this is all predetermined. This is all planned out by God. So God planned the LGBTQIA.
God is in control of everything.
Yeah, so God planned the... Say it. God planned the LGBTQIA.
What are you talking about? So all those societies that never had LGBT laws, they believed in freedom. Are you a retard?
So you're saying that God...
what are you talking about? Make the correlation.
God wants LGBTQIA.
Make the correlation for me.
Say it. Just look in the camera and say it.
The Machine Lies.
Yeah.
What part of the
Are you
what
debating free
happens
will or
isn't part of
wake up,
God's
buddy?
plan.
Hold on, Hank, can you say that again? I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry,
Machine
Hank, go ahead.
lies. What part of what happens in the universe is not part of God's plan?
None of it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so then so LGBTQ, that was planned by God. So as far as Teriak framing the question, saying God wants that, technically it's predetermined. So would he want it, or it's
then
just
you're assessing God's motive.
okay? So okay,
You don't
so
know.
then
You don't know the greater plan. You don't know the greater plan. All right.
but
How do you wait? Hold on. Let me go back. to
Yeah,
this
you might
retarded
need to
proposition.
backtrack here a couple of bits, Machine Lies.
No. Let me go to the retarded proposition that you just laid on the table. You said societies who believe in free will have better laws. They're more moral societies. Can you prove any of that, or are you a moron and you
So
don't have
if this is all God's plan, then God planned to have the LGBTQIA.
No. Now
what
he has
God
to answer
wants.
my fucking question. No. Don't
It's-
run away,
It's
Tariaq.
what God wants, baby.
Tariaq.
okay,
What's
so
the answer?
Teriak, answer the question with him. Okay,
Can
so
you
machine
prove,
lies.
Prove it's not God's plan.
We just said we cannot prove metaphysical concepts. So back to
Can
my
you
thing.
prove
This
it's
is
not God's plan. So you're conceding the debate. You can't prove anything. You just
wait. What are you talking about?
You put your
Like,
feet up.
it's-
You can't prove anything.
it's a metaphysical concept, Habibi.
Yeah, you're a metaphysical moron.
So your question becomes redundant because you can't even prove a metaphysical concept. Do you know what I'm saying? So can you answer my question? Is the LGBTQIA
No.
part
I
of God's
already
plan?
answered your question. Can you answer my question?
Then yes or no? Is
you know
the
what the question is?
the LGBTQIA part of God's plan? Yes or no?
Hold on. I already answered.
Well,
this
he
question.
did say that. He
He's
said
gonna
yes.
Answer my question
Yes, he
now.
said
He
yes.
said yes.
It is.
He's gotta go
Okay,
on to my
so
question now.
God supports LGBTQIA.
Hold
Is that
on.
what you believe?
Hold on. My question.
on.
Can you prove that God? Can you prove what's outside of God's plan? Can you prove it or not? That's the debate, retard.
Well, according to your logic, no. Everything that happens is part of God's plan.
No, not according to my logic. It's your fucking statement. Can you prove anything about what
You're
the
the
fucking
one who's
statement you're making?
predeterminism.
What?
You're the one who's saying predeterminism,
No.
correct?
No,
Don't
not
talk
even
about
say
me,
pre.
Tariaq.
It's just
This is your
determinism.
position. What do you believe?
Yeah. So you're saying to prove God's plan.
No. What do you believe about God, right?
Yeah.
Answer my question.
What I'd say is
Are you
that
going to answer my
LGBT.
question or are you
Yeah.
going to run?
Yeah. I'm trying to.
Are you going to answer my question or are you going to run?
I'm trying to. Can I?
What's the question I'm asking?
Yeah. Can I prove God's plan?
What is the question I asked before that you refused to answer?
Can you prove God's plan?
Look at this slow boy, man. You got to catch up fast, buddy.
Well,
This is
machine.
I'm trying to
Machine,
verify
you-
the question.
You did, yeah.
really
He's
fast.
verifying it. Machine, your question is, how do you prove God's plan? Is that your question here for Teriak to answer?
No. My question was, okay, before he put his feet up and acted like, he proved anything, right? I said, can you prove that societies who believe in free will enact laws that are more moral than societies that don't believe in it?
Okay, that's a good question.
Yeah.
So Teriak,
I asked that like 5 or 6
Okay.
times.
Yeah.
This fucking clown has no fucking
Yeah.
answer to it, and he
You
wants
got
to
upset
move on
with
to
the
ancillary
LGBT.
okay,
issues.
okay, machine.
Got upset with the
Yeah,
logic
because he made a
trap,
huge
yeah.
proposition. He acts like it makes a difference or not. His proposal
Yeah.
is on fucking sinking sands.
All right, go ahead, Teriak.
Yeah, so when we look at societies that make laws, like what do laws govern? They govern morality. So we
And then you
take
can
this-
answer my second question. But yeah, go
Let him
ahead.
Hold on, let him
finish the
answer, bro.
machine.
You
Let
see
him
what I'm
answer.
saying? You see what I'm saying? I'm
Yes.
answering the question, and then he started
Machine, you got to
interrupting.
shut
You know
up,
what I'm saying?
bro. You got to shut up, please.
You know what I'm saying? And then
Oh,
he makes the
no.
audacious
Bro,
claim.
bro, bro,
He
bro.
doesn't answer my question.
Hey,
It's
guys,
like he goes off
guys,
on all these fucking
guys,
rants.
guys,
You know what
shut
I'm
up,
saying?
I asked the same fucking question.
Guys,
3 or 4 fucking times I asked the same fucking question.
Machine, you
Stop
got to appeal to
asking
the
and not
mod.
answer.
You got to let him answer, bro. Please appeal to the moderators, please. Even Hank is agreeing with me here. Teriak, please answer Machine Lie's question. Machine Lies, please shut up so he can answer it, bro. Please. Go ahead, Teriak.
Can Habibi please repeat the question?
Oh, come on.
Jake, somebody else please do this. This guy's too slow.
Okay. So, can you prove that societies that believe in free will have more moral justifications on their laws than societies that don't believe in free will?
Yeah,
That's
so
his question.
essentially, without free will, you can't have laws. You can't have like judgment, because again, if we're to say that you should not murder, we need to have morality. We need to say that like this is a moral truth. So without this, it all falls to fucking pieces.
That's not the
We're not
question. Can you
debating
answer
Okay,
the
if we have
question?
laws or not.
so-
We're debating the free will versus determinism. So
Yeah.
that's not the debate.
So when we look at societies to flourish, like all these large populations are able to cohesively get together, like for example, America and all this shit. Like the reason why you see so much turmoil and all this stuff between like smaller sub communities is essentially because they have different sets of morals. So this is the whole kind of argument of the immigration. It's like we need to make sure that they're adopting our ones and not just bringing in like dog shit theories like Sharia law and all this kind of shit. We need to have one objective standard here, because otherwise everything just falls into turmoil. There's your truth, my truth. Everybody has their own truth, and there's no actual guiding principle.
Okay, gentlemen, Machine Lies, to answer your question, because I think it's kind of, because that wouldn't justify the question.
Yeah, he's got no
fully.
answer.
But,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Machine,
looks like he's got no
Machine,
answer.
Machine.
Just
Let's do
justify.
a compare and contrast, Machine. Can you give us an example? For example, the Muslim religion. Do they believe in free will or not?
No, and neither do
Okay.
they in Christianity. So
hold
so
on.
the point.
my
So the
Okay,
point
hold
doesn't
on,
even
hold on,
make
hold on,
sense.
hold on.
The
Bro,
point doesn't even
Machine,
make sense.
Machine. Hold on, really
Either
quick,
Muslim
bro.
societies or Christian.
Okay, so Machine, you're saying the Muslim societies don't believe in free will, right? They believe in predetermined
And
predeterminism.
neither do the Christian
on,
societies.
hold-
What does that
hold
have to
on.
do with the proposition
Well,
that's on the table?
Hold
Jay?
on. Teriak, do you accept? Well, actually, Teriak, you're not a Christian, right?
Yeah, no, technically no.
Okay. Okay. So, from my perspective as a Christian, we do believe in free will. God gave us free will. It's in the Bible.
But
So,
from my perspective as a Christian, we don't believe in free will.
Wrongo. Read Romans 9.
okay.
It's not there.
okay.
Yeah.
All right,
not
bro.
there.
You're not arguing with me.
Nobody cares
but-
about your opinion, Jake.
I know, dude.
Do you want to continue
Hold
with
on,
the debate or
bro.
what?
You gotta appeal with
wanna
the mod.
continue with
I'm
the
just
debate?
I'm trying
What
to
a
get
clown show, dude.
clarification of a society
This
that
is a
believes
fucking
in free
clown
will.
flex.
Bro,
Fucking hoax,
listen,
dude.
dude, bro, Machine, you gotta chill out, bro. Just chill out for a second, man. I'm trying to get some clarification. Can you give me a society that believes in free will and one that doesn't? You said, okay, the Muslims don't.
They're.
I know, but I'm trying to clarify so that Teriak can answer the question here. You say Christians don't. I disagree with that, but Teriak, do you accept that proposition? Christians don't believe in free will
Here,
neither.
hold on.
No,
Hank,
I
what do
don't
you
accept
gotta
that. Like Calvinists, yeah,
okay.
maybe, but in terms of the broader sense, Orthodox.
Okay, I would agree with that. Yeah, I would agree with that. But now you guys can take it from there. If Teriak's saying Christians do believe in free will, I mean, let's compare the Muslims and the Christians on their society, the West versus the East.
No, you're
No,
you're
that's not
simply
the
asserting.
debate.
Yeah,
Well, no, because it's
exactly.
free will versus predetermination. So you can kind of answer the question that way, because that's Machine Lie's question, correct?
Look,
Societies?
No, it's not.
look. This guy's
That
not
was-
a Christian. This guy's not a Christian. So what are you fucking barking about?
Yeah, but even if he's not a Christian, if he accepts the fact that Christians do believe in free will, then
Nobody's
you can argue from
accepted
that.
fact. Nobody's
I-
accepted that fact.
I asked
Okay,
Chris to reject
alright.
that, so no.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right, fine. Well, then Teriak, go ahead and keep it from there. I'm just trying
Yeah,
to get
you
the.
just, and you
debate
just
to-
now said that a great percentage of Christians and Protestants, they don't believe in free will. So you yourself.
I didn't
just
say
said
that. I didn't say
Yeah,
that.
I said that, and I.
That was Hank.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the point still stands, right? So it's not a solved conclusion within Christianity.
Okay, bro. I was just trying to get examples of societies that believe in free will and others that don't. That's what I was trying to get across.
That's evidence
Right,
Terry should have
but
researched
it's
and
not-
brought to
you
the
haven't
debate. We
established
had
any
all
of that.
week. He should have brought this evidence with him.
Okay.
Yeah,
So, Teriak, I'll leave the floor to you of whatever direction you want to go after this. I just tried to get the.
Yeah.
Dude, I tried to get an
I
answer to the
understand.
question legitly,
Yeah.
bro. So we can move on from this question here. But
So, like I said, we could just use the Muslim example. We don't need to bring Christians into this. So in terms of a Muslim society, like how do you determine that like someone who murdered someone else like that should be against the law?
I mean, I'm here to debate free will. How can you, I'll go back to my main question. You haven't successfully proven, A, that, there's societies on Earth that believe in free will. B, that their laws are more moral. So, without having established firmly these points, right? You can't just simply just skate to a conclusion, jumping to the conclusion. Right? So, it's just a total, non sequitur at this point coming from you. I mean, do you have any points about free will?
So
how do
notice,
individual
I asked him a
actions?
question.
How are
and
individual actions caused
he
by
didn't
the
answer it.
universal mind? How are
we
the
didn't
individual?
You didn't have to answer it because you were off topic.
Yeah. How
am I
do
off
individual
topic?
actions?
I basically
how
I
are
asked, okay,
individual
if it's all
how are
God's will,
individual actions caused by the universal mind, sir?
yeah. So if it's all God's will and it's all God's plan, how can you like say in a Muslim society
Don't answer
that
a question
it was
with a question. Don't
wrong?
answer a question with a question. Stop running.
Well,
It
hold
was,
on, hold on.
I'm going
Hank,
back to the original question I asked
Hank,
you.
I
You
think this
dodged.
is on. I think this is on topic, Hank.
But I don't understand how a Muslim society has to do with free will versus determinism.
Because Muslim societies don't believe in free will according to Machine. So he's
But
asking a
he's
question
not a
according
Christian.
to
But
this.
he's not a Christian.
He doesn't have to be, bro. He doesn't have to. He could be an atheist and still make this argument. It doesn't matter. So Teriak, go ahead and you could be an atheist and still argue this point, bro. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian.
Why do you want to make a debate about philosophy about Islam versus Christianity when I'm not even
Bro,
debating a Christian?
It's not. It's about free will and predetermination.
Right.
Teriak,
right.
Yes.
I think this question's on topic.
Yes.
Let's ask
So
questions about
again,
that. I mean, I
I'll
can
ask
waste
it
time
again.
here
So in terms of if everything's part of God's plan, right, and it's all predetermined, then if I go out and murder someone, let's say I was in a Muslim society, I go out and murder someone, how can you tell me that was wrong if it's all part of God's plan?
I mean, how could you in a Christian society?
No, dude,
Because-
answer the
No,
question,
answer
bro.
the
No,
question.
answer the question, bro.
Yeah,
That's on topic, right, Hank? This is an on topic question.
I'm not sure about allowed this time.
No,
Okay.
it's not on topic. It's not on
It
topic
is.
at all.
Oh God.
It's not on topic at all.
It is, bro. That's a very good question. In other words, if somebody commits murder in a Muslim society, how would you say that's wrong if it's already predetermined by God? Why would that be wrong and morally wrong? If it's predetermined. That's a good question.
I don't think that's a good well-formed question, to be honest. But Machine, you go answer it anyways.
Yeah, I mean, the law is for deterrence. You know, the law does not seek to judge people's motives and understand. What that is. So I mean, the law. I mean, when somebody murders, you kill that person. You know, it's a reaction to what already happened. You know, all law is looking backwards. It's not.
But
coming up
you
with
made the
new things
claim that we can't go outside God's will. Whatever God planned,
I mean, how
is
it
God,
relates
what
to
God
free will
planned.
and determinism. I mean, all
Yeah,
law was
because
simply
in
predetermined.
predeterminism, it would have been predetermined. I had no other choice. I had to murder that guy. This was part of God's plan. So how can you say that I was
And
wrong? How can you punish
How
me?
does a Christian society solve that problem? Now answer my
Yes.
question.
So again, you didn't answer the question. That's the whole point.
What?
Well, no, he did. He said it's because men made
There you
laws
go. I did
outside
answer
of
the
God,
question.
and
Now you
therefore it's
answered the
wrong.
question,
then-
But
Hurry
hold
up.
on, hold on.
To his
But
broader
Machine Lies,
point,
that is kind of a weak answer. I'm not gonna lie. It has a lot of holes in it. But
I don't
Teriak,
give
if
a
you
fuck
wanna
what your opinion is. What's your answer to the same
go ahead,
question?
Teriak.
Yeah, because Christian
let's see how
societies,
strong his answer
we
is.
believe in free will. We believe that person had agency, and they
By
they
the way,
made that
I
choice to
like
take
how
another life. See the way
Hey,
I'm
here-
answering the
here, hold on a
question.
second.
He
Here,
doesn't
hold
like
on
the
a second.
answer, and then he
Hold
talks.
on a second. Here, hold on a
Yeah,
second.
I
Hold
know.
on.
Okay, hold on. Interrupt my answer so you
Here,
can
hold
then
on a
go
second.
off on another
Here, hold
fucking
on a
tangent.
second.
Go
I
ahead,
just
go
wanna
ahead,
clarify
Habib.
that the
I'm giving you the floor,
moderator
Habib.
rated-
Please, educate
Okay,
us,
guys,
Habib.
look,
No, I just wanna
bro.
clarify. No, I just
Teriak-
want to clarify. I just want to clarify that the moderator rated my answer after I gave it.
No, well, like
Complex.
he said it was because men created these laws, therefore that's why it's wrong. But again, that's his answer. But this goes outside of God, to be honest. Which Machine Lies did say you can't go outside of God. That's where Teriak's kind of going with it afterwards.
No. How does a Christian society solve these issues?
Okay, that's okay.
But
So
Teriak's not Christian, so it's irrelevant.
It doesn't
well,
matter.
no, he could
He's
still answer the question. He could still answer the question.
He's saying that my philosophical notions are tied to Islam, and that has to do with moral agency while creating laws. None of that stuff has anything to do with the free will debate.
Well, I agree with that.
Yeah. So
let me tell you.
I mean, you want to perpetuate
ask
this
me a
absolute
question, and then he's going to accuse me after he
hold
finishes
on.
going
Yeah,
off
hold
on a
on.
diatribe.
Hey,
He's going to
hold
accuse me.
Hold on, let
He
him
can't
talk,
answer my
Teriak.
question, even though he
Hold
keeps
on,
interrupting my
for a
answer.
No. I'm gonna let you answer, but I'm just pointing out the diversion. I'm pointing out that this clown shit happened, and right. And now I'm asking you the same question for the third time. It's not like you're gonna answer the fucking question, dude. I mean, stop acting like you're gonna fucking answer the
What
question.
were you interrupting then? If I wasn't answering the question, what did you interrupt?
Yeah, let's see what you got.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Habibi. Thank you. Maybe mute your mic so we might have some self-control here, right? The whole kind of like question posed, just to repeat to the audience, because they might have got lost in the diatribe that Machine Lies' spewing was. But how do you handle this in Christian societies? Well, in Christian societies, we believe in this concept called free will, that you had agency, that you made the choice yourself to go out and murder that person, ergo you should be punished because you've done wrong. If you exist in if your society believes only in predeterminism, then you can go back and say, well, I was just doing God's will. He wanted me to murder this cunt. And there's nothing you can say about it. You can't say I'm wrong because it's God's will, right?
So actually, Teriok, we already established in this very debate that Calvinists actually is not included in that section of Christian society.
And Calvinists fall into the same thing. Calvinists fall into the same problem. Because it was God's will. How can you tell me I'm wrong? You can't go against God's will, right?
Yeah, but wouldn't that mean that if you go to jail for murdering someone, that was in God's will? So I don't even know where you're going with this.
Yes, but then you have a pointless thing, because then how can you say it's wrong? How can you say it's against God's will? Why would you punish God's will?
I don't know.
Yeah,
why would we punish God's will?
Yeah, well, that's his thing. And so Machine Lie's answer was because men created these laws, but that's going outside of God's will, which we can't do, which he stated earlier.
No, it's not going outside of his will.
It's going outside of God because you're making laws outside of predetermination.
No, God planned us to create those laws.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. God planned us to make the laws.
Yeah,
it seems like a big old.
Are you getting the picture here? Yeah,
I got okay. If you want to make that. Okay.
So then, then do you know where we go straight back to the Garden of Eden? Why would God have an idea and then put in this useless pointless system?
Because he felt like it, I guess?
Yeah, because we were given a choice. We have choices.
He just felt like it.
Yeah, it was like, I'm just going to put in this useless system, essentially.
Can you establish that Christian societies believe in free will?
Yes. It's like I'm trying to best answer these questions.
Yeah. Can you establish that?
Because as I've just shown, when all you believe is in predeterminism, you have no system to say that they acted.
I asked you a simple question.
Wrong.
Can you establish Christian societies believe in free will or not?
Well, I guess we can get into no true Scotsman fallacy then. Because, like, one would argue.
That's not my question.
One would argue that America is a Christian society.
Christian societies,
but then you say, no, that's a secular society.
Versus Muslim societies. Can you prove that fact or not?
I just answered it.
So no?
We get into a true Scotsman fallacy.
So you can't prove it, is what you're saying.
Can you explain the fallacy, Teriak?
Yeah, so the no true Scotsman fallacy is based this whole kind of concept of, like, what is a Christian or what is a Muslim? For example, like communism thing is the whole thing of like, well, that wasn't real communism. If a Christian
that's not real
Christianity that believes in free will. Can you name one Christian society that believes in free will? Name one.
Again, Ireland, England, United States of America, like
the entire
Ireland is not a Christian society.
We need to slow down. We need to go ahead and define our terms here. So.
Secular government.
Okay. So, government. Yeah. So again, like, what exactly is a Christian society then?
It's one that has Christian laws.
So, like, would you say that any society that developed their laws from Christian ethics would be a Christian society?
Why don't you tell me what you think a Christian society is?
Yeah, so we can go with that definition. Any nation that developed their ethics or their laws from Christianity would be a Christian nation under this loose definition that we're formulating with. Because bear in mind, I started this premise by saying we're going to get into a no true Scotsman fallacy. That's exactly where we're at.
So all parliamentary style governments are Christian societies.
I guess so. Again, it comes down to the ethics and the laws of the land.
Pakistan is a Christian society.
If they develop their ethics and their laws from it, then yeah.
Yeah, you sound stupid. But anyways, I just wanted to demonstrate that. But
no, again, I'm answering your questions rather than dodging, which is what you've been doing the whole debate. So can we go back? Can we go back to my question?
Yeah, we can go back to the 7 questions that I posed to you that you still haven't answered. Like the first one I asked you.
Okay. What was that question?
Oh yeah, you don't even remember.
Yeah,
so what was
I recommend both.
How do individual actions emanate from the universal mind?
Yeah. So again, we already answered that.
No, you have not.
Again, like I said, we've broken down the whole debate.
We? There's you and me. Who's we? What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, there's 4 of us on
panel.
The
audience.
Yeah,
It
and there's
definitely
an
means the
audience.
audience
And,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
It-
again, yeah, like it's I'm not just like sprouting out random French here. You're like you're not just like this is not just a conversation in your head, machine lies. There's multiple people here.
Right.
But again,
Right.
like I said, like getting back to my whole thing, like if you exist in a society that's all predetermined, they just believe in predeterminism. There's no free will. There's no moral agency. There's none of this. How can you say that someone who commits murder is wrong?
it's very simple. The machine lies. Just answer the question. This is a simple question.
Yeah, I mean, we use murder based on deterrence, right? Not because we assess the
Why would we
motives
need
of the people
deterrence?
who-
Why do we need deterrence?
because we
God's
can't
will.
control everything.
But it's all God's will.
Yeah, right. Everything is.
So why would we
Have you
bother
proven
having
it's
laws?
not? Where do individual actions come from the universal mind? How do they come from the universal mind?
Yeah, so that's not an answer to my question.
Yeah, just answer this question again.
He can't. That's the thing. He can't
Answer
answer
it
the question.
again.
So Teriak, please
already
repeat the
answered
question. Please repeat the question. Machine lies. Please answer it. Go ahead, Teriak.
Yeah. So again, like in a predeterminism society, they do not believe in moral agency, free will, whatever you call it. How can you say that someone who commits murder is wrong? They're just doing God's will.
So all you have is a question about moral agency, and you can't prove free will.
Well, machine. Let's go from there because he's trying to prove free will by debunking predetermination. That's where Teriak's coming from.
I know what
So-
he's trying to do, and he's having a hard time doing it. I mean,
Well,
that's-
can you
that's-
answer the question though? Is it?
Just answer it again. They're not getting it yet.
Yeah, answer it again. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, law is deterrence, and God controls everything. How's that for an answer?
Why would you need
fuckhead?
deterrence if you control the whole system? Why would you need deterrence?
Because you can't control everything. I just answered that.
So God can control it. So we got back to this whole kind of fundamentals of like you cannot exist. You cannot go against God's will, but it turns out you can. That's why we need deterrence.
Where,
See how this-
where does anyone go against God's
see
will?
how this
Can you
ideology
prove
is
that
starting to
anybody
unravel?
goes against?
No, hold it.
How does
Terry.
anybody go against God's will?
Well, you just said we have deterrence.
No, you just said we proved that.
I didn't say we just proved that.
So you have no idea how people go against God's will.
You just admitted there's deterrence. You put deterrence in place.
How do individual actions emanate from the universal mind?
Again, like I said, you're not going to
Again?
dodge. Yeah, you're not going to dodge the
Again,
question.
you're not going to
Why would
dodge
we
the
have
fundamental
deterrence?
question of the debate because you're a fucking retard
Why-
who doesn't know
yeah,
anything about free
yeah.
will.
Why?
Yeah,
Where
why,
do individual actions come from?
why would we
The
have
universal
deterrence
mind.
if it's all God's plan? Why do we have to have
You
deterrence?
claim there's the
hold it.
universal mind. How do individual actions emanate from that?
I'm gonna try to explain it to
I
Terry.
believe the universal mind's in control of everything.
Yes, let me try to explain it to Terry so he can understand. We aren't God. We have deterrence. God does not have deterrence. God has a plan. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, so if it's all part of God's plan, and someone goes out and murders someone, that's part of God's plan, correct?
Yeah, and the person going to jail is also part.
Yeah,
of
but why are
God's
they going to
plan.
jail? Why are you punishing someone for doing God's will?
Because God planned for them to go to jail.
How do you go against God's will, Tariaq?
So, yeah, like this whole kind of concept of like the universal mind, why we point to moral truths, all this stuff is because there's, like we can say like we can point to God's nature. So, for example, like creation, like creating people, all this kind of stuff. This is why like you never look at like a woman giving birth as like that like that's a negative thing or like that's against God's will. Like this whole kind of thing of like murdering someone, killing someone, abortion, like ending a life essentially is against God's nature, because if we're all to end each other, then there wouldn't be no people on planet Earth. You know what I mean? So it's like we can point to God's nature, whereas if you're predetermined, then you basically have no grounds to say that any immoral act is immoral, because that's just simply God's plan.
If we do things according to the way that God designed us to be, how are we free?
That's an if. That's conditional.
Yeah, answer the question.
Yeah, so the problem with that question is essentially it's like, if we are predetermined, then how can we not be predetermined? But then
No, this
the
is-
conditional is dictating that we are predetermined.
here's the issue. This is actually the debate topic we're trying to address. So
Do you, do you believe that God created us with a nature?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So can we deviate from that nature?
Yeah.
How would we do that?
Degeneracy.
Yeah, well, not following like 10 Commandments, etc., not following God's will in the Bible. So that's where Terry.
So degeneracy is not part of human nature, is what you're saying?
Yes, because it degenerates society. It degenerates our nature.
So where does degeneracy come from?
Destruction. It's like saying, where does nothing come from? The absence of something.
Yeah, but God designed us to be a certain way, right?
Yeah.
So how can we deviate from that?
Free will. Alhamdulillah. We finally got there.
Yeah. And how do we have free will?
Because we have agency.
Alhamdulillah. La 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 la. Yeah, what you got? See, we got him, boys. This is what it is.
I just answered the question. Is that what we do?
A minute ago he was a Christian, now he's not a Christian.
So how do him being a Christian is irrelevant.
He never claimed to be a Christian. He never claimed to be a Christian in this debate. The machine lies.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, bro. If he's a Christian or an atheist, it doesn't matter. He can still make these arguments.
Now it doesn't matter.
I said that fucking like 30 minutes ago, bro.
Yeah, again, like we've clarified it multiple times.
You're trying to railroad the discussion talking about Islam and stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't railroading, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and
it wasn't.
Tarek did not claim to be a Christian in this debate. We can roll the clip, but yeah, he didn't claim to be a Christian.
No, I'm saying in his previous debates. He claimed to be a Christian online.
Well, now he's not, bro. So who cares? Move on here.
I know. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But he could still make these arguments even if he's an atheist or agnostic. It doesn't matter. Teriak, Machine Lies, you had a question. Or no, one of you guys had a question here that was pretty good. I think it was Machine Lies about free will. What was your last question, Machine? You forgot it already.
I mean, my question's been the same this whole time. I mean, it's been about moral agency, how individual actions and human that is firmly constituted by God's will can be altered through human actions, right? So he said he said that degeneracy exists outside of human nature, right?
Yeah.
So now there's a whole thing, right? Where some sort of idea that exists outside of your nature, you're able to adopt, but you're created to be a specific way. It doesn't make any sense. Right?
Okay, Teriak, you want to? I mean, that's a good point.
And I answered this. How do we deviate away from our nature? Free will, baby.
All right, but that's what we're here to ground. Though.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, free will, but it would also be original sin, Teriak. Like we're all born with sin. So this is why when they bit the apple from the tree of knowledge, we're all born with original sin. So we're all acceptable to sin. This is why we can deviate, etc. Mm-hmm. So I think that's where he just says free will, but it goes a little bit more into detail on that. But yeah, go ahead, guys. But that's what he means by that.
Right. So that was a question to him, right? Go ahead, Tariq.
Yeah, I answer free will.
Right. That's not an answer. That's just the position you're asserting, right? Now you have to prove it, right? This is called a debate, right? Go ahead and put some proofs behind what you said.
Yeah. So when we and this
training wheels.
We're going back in the circle here because what we can do with the prompt is we can take the other position, disprove the other position, and whatever remains must be true.
Yeah, that's called a debate. Yeah, that's how debate works.
Go ahead and do that then.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. Yeah, hop to it there, buddy. Hop to it there, Jack.
There's an audience. I'm basically just clarifying for the audience sake. You know what I'm saying? We're all on the same page, okay? So in terms of when you look at predeterminism, this is why we gave the example of the Muslim society. They believe in predeterminism. How can you tell someone who's just murdered someone else that they're wrong and punish them for doing God's will?
Because God willed it for me to do that.
Yeah, so God willed me to murder that person. So why are you punishing God's will?
Because God willed me to punish you.
Yeah, so that would be predetermined, Teriak. So he went against God's
Yeah,
will,
so-
and God's will is
yeah.
for other people to punish that person that went against God's
Yeah.
will. That's it becomes a circle at that point.
Yeah,
but-
it's basically absurdity where it's just like it's all just God's will, and we're just kind of going to attribute everything to God's will.
Right.
So
How do
anything
you
that's
how do you
pointless
how do you
or-
fall in? Right. How do you fall in to degeneracy that exists outside of your human nature? Yet God created your human nature.
free will? You have a choice. You have a choice to be a degen Coomer or to not be a degen Coomer.
How is
Who
that
gave
outside
us
of
a
your human
choice?
nature? How is that you not following your human nature?
Yeah, because again, we can point to morals,
Right. And where do they come from?
universal mind.
Right. So they're preset. They're predetermined.
Yeah, there is there's an abstract, perfect
Yeah.
concept of morals. Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And our flourishing exists in following that set of morals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do we have any control?
Because we can choose to be moral or we can choose to be immoral.
At our own destruction.
Yes.
So we can choose to follow something outside of human nature, or we can follow our human nature. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
So how does human nature follow things that are not a part of it?
What? Like you basically ask the question, how does human nature fall outside of human nature?
Yeah, that's
I
his question.
I ask how is universally determined nature, right? That exists that you have to abide by at all costs, right? Which truth is literally based in. How can
Mhm.
you deviate from that?
Yeah, which
You
would be
can't.
wrong. So it's like there's
Right.
moral truth. So you'd say that person's wrong. So the person who murdered, it's like they were wrong, and you can say that and you can justify that through the morals, and then you can point to God's nature.
What?
Yes. So again,
No,
I give
understood
the example of murder in a
You're gonna
predeterminist
have to clarify
society.
that one, Hank.
You basically fall into like ab absurdum where it's like, okay, yeah, like the like someone murdered someone, that was God's will, but then it's also God's will to punish them. But then how do you know that like how can you say it's okay, well it's God's will not to punish them?
Okay, so pretty much there's an insane assumption I want to flesh out. So to clarify, Teriak, how do you know God's nature isn't absurd?
Yeah, so we can point to the universal mind. Like why would there be like this pointless system in place? Punish what you are claiming is God's will.
You didn't answer the question at all.
Yeah, let's just
You
yeah,
said
let's,
no, what I did answer it, Hank. You said like how can you prove that God's nature is absurd? Because if God has God's will, why would God then put a punishment in for enacting God's will?
Because he felt like it.
Well, but he answered the question. That's why it's absurd. It's kind of like a circle ideology here. It goes around in circle all the way time. You could say, oh well, if that person killed that person, it's God's will, but then it's also God's will that he gets punished. Said for that murder. So it's a circle, never ending.
Yeah.
That's kind of how he answered it there.
Yeah, it's circular, but it's pretty much like how you say the main loop in the program in software terms. So of course it's gonna be circular. That's how we iterate over all the states of the universe.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I
furthermore, before we had those laws, then like why would we then put the laws in place?
yeah. Yeah, I think this is a good time to go to closings and then open it up for questions if you guys want, because we've been here for an hour and I know that Turiak has a little bit of time constraints, and I also want to get
Okay.
in a little musical break. So
Oh yeah. If you guys
Yeah.
want to go into closing statements, if Teriak agrees with it, then we can go into that.
yeah, because we've been going at the back and forth for over an hour,
Hour,
and we did 7-minute intro. So if you guys want to move into 7-minute closing statements, then we can open it up for the audience. Maybe if you guys want. I mean, I kind of want people to come up and ask questions if they want. Maybe one on each side. You know what I'm saying, Jake?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm 100% down with that. Everybody's cool with that shit. Then we're good.
And
We're good.
before we move into question and answer, I want to go into the musical break. Am I right? So
Yeah.
Okay.
So you do
Okay.
your closing statement first, then Teriyok, then you go musical break.
Back first and then me this time because we did it the other way. I mean, so
Yeah. So Teriak gets the. Machine Lies gets the last word. So
Yeah.
Teriak, you can go ahead, and your time starts now, bro. 7 minutes.
Yeah, so I can use this on my time as well. I don't mind. Like I have a couple of like super chats. I think one of them has a question as well for Machine Lies. So
Go for it.
just I don't know if you want to do that before or after, or I guess after the music break. But yeah, just kind of like sum up the argument there. It's kind of like Machine Lies kind of came at it from the point of view is like, oh, well, you have to kind of like define all these kind of like pre-existing things, but which is it's a valid way to try and go about this, but fundamentally speaking, in terms of like any kind of logical equation, you can take the both sides, judge them against each other, and then see, okay, which one makes more sense. When we have, and this is why we ended up on the example of like society, for example, that believes in free will, they have some sort of set of moral truths, and that you can judge that system based on the transgressions. So you can actually have a system to say you were in the wrong here. You should not have murdered that someone because we have this moral truth of you should not murder. Whereas in a predetermined society, it kind of gets into this absurdum where it's like, well, I was doing God's will, but now I've put in this system to punish God's will, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And then we kind of get into goofy concepts of saying, well, if everything's God's will, then God wants LGBTQ, which again doesn't make any sense. So like I said, hopefully I've kind of showed the absurdity of the position. And like I said, hopefully you learned a bit of like philosophy as well going through this too. And then again, I just want to say shout out to Machine Lies for taking on the debate, Hank and Jake as well for putting in the time to host as well. And like I said, hopefully there's some good questions in chat as well. And yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. All right, then you're yielding the rest of your time. You got over 5 minutes, and you're good with that, right?
Yeah, I yield the rest of my time.
Okay. All right. With that being said, Machine Lies, you have the last word of the debate. Go ahead. Time starts now.
okay. I think the question of moral agency and the question of predetermined societies, as he put it, is a totally different, separate issue from the free will and determinism debate. Right. So it's a totally different question and issue in terms of the fact that it's a total fabrication that there's quote unquote predetermined societies. I kind of asked, what a example of a determined of a society that believes in determinism versus a society that doesn't believe in determinism, what their laws might be like. So, there's obviously no clear examples of this because this idea of quote unquote predetermined societies is fabrication. Is a total fabrication, right? Furthermore, if these ideas go back to an ancient debate, as I said earlier, it goes to the ideas of Heraclitus and Parmenides. Parmenides said that change is an illusion because everything is one, and he said there's no separation between mind and existence, right? So literally what he said was that the possible is actual, right? So he came up with a famous dictum that impossible is nothing, right? Everything happens according to a preset bit of laws and determinations, even our own actions. Everything that emanates from our actions emanates from the universal mind and emanates from, this idea. So it goes back to the concept, where does consciousness come from? And right, can we deviate from it? And there's all sorts of other issues in society, such as technological determinism and other, big issues, and right, that come into play. When you're looking at freedom in today's society, it's much more of a complex issue. Right, when determining morals in our society, right? So, it's not just as easy as either Christians or Muslims making up laws anymore. It's going to have to be a much more complex problem now, right? Because we're dealing with, international markets, global government, and all these types of things, right? So, back to the main issue. I repeated just there. I used the basic argument from Galen Strawson in order to talk about human nature and how all of our actions emanate from our basic human nature, right? and we didn't cause how we are, right? So it then necessarily entails that we didn't cause our actions, and we may make a choice over two decisions, right? But it's not clear, okay, that how we ended up there, right, okay, isn't predetermined, right? And that the choice we're going to make has any value because we came from the same road. And there's one road that brought us to make the decision, right? There may be a fork in the road, but the pathway behind is only one, right? So the fact is that the past is immutable. Just because we have choices doesn't mean that we have freedom. I mean, so yeah, I think that'll be essentially where I'm at, and we'll take a little musical break now if you guys don't mind. All right.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Then you'll yield that rest of the time. And yeah, go ahead, Machine Lies.
Yeah, for sure. But, hold on, let me see. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to give a speech here. Blessings, man. Yeah. I mean, play some music here. You know what I mean?
Yep. So when's the music gonna be in? Like 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Then we'll post the link
6
out?
minutes. It's 6 minutes. Yeah,
Okay.
it's 6 minutes. Yeah.
Just gonna take a bathroom
Alright.
break then. Back in the
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody take a piss.
He was just a normal man. But something got into him. He became demon possessed.
Vices and virtues, hard to juggle. Life is a circle, a dark struggle. Heart's jungle, the strong will survive. I solve puzzles that torture the mind. Caught in a bind, sinking in quicksand, on the decline. I think I could withstand, trying to cope with the stress and anxiety. I've lost hope, I'm a threat to society. I'm a zombie, I'm a sleepwalker, kamikaze, dynamine aura. Life is very spooky if I am not wrong. It's like a scary movie without the popcorn. It's me they probably after, decide to give chase. I flee the body snatchers and try to win race. Torment, my head was spinning, I vomit. Haunted by skeletons in the closet. The soldiers, the guards, the sentries. I know that the odds are against me. I'm colder, I'm darker, I'm empty. It's over, the horror will end me. The soldiers, the guards, the sentries. I know that the odds are against me. I'm colder, I'm darker, I'm empty. It's over, the horror will end me.
You need spiritual weapons to fight this war. You fight spirit with spirit. It is a spiritual warfare.
Hate hypocrites, lot of nerve, don't have shame. Play innocent and the first to cast blame. They preach loud, but they have sin though. I peek out the stained glass window. In pain now, there's no help it seems. I came down with low self-esteem. My mood swings, there were brighter days. I grew wings there to fly away. A fire blaze from the bottom of my heart. Have drive and rage, but it's sorrow in the dark. Grief and tension, bleak, I'm in deep depression. Meek as I heed the lessons, I need the blessings. They're posing a threat, the demons crept in. My soul is possessed, dampened spirits. I'm ill with cold and flu, a champ who's fearless, but still I'm vulnerable. In sea of doubt, I've sighted the shark fins. Weeping pout, view life through a dark lens. I shake on a winter evening.
Just a quick shout out to everyone who supported. Dano, I seen you there. Welcome to the Lightbringers. Again, like in terms of like Robert got your shout outs as well. And yeah, so to think I have your questions well ready to go as well. So when we get back into it, I'll be able to ask that. It's going to give everyone else a shout out as well. For all the support, appreciate you all. You know the support. You know what I'm saying? You guys that are driving this, you know what I'm saying? But check the comments real quick. Yeah, the very, very, very Machine Lies friendly chat, I guess. You know what I'm saying, boys? You know what I'm saying?
Satan.
Yeah, the link is there in the chat. I mean, I'm gonna drop it again in a minute. I mean, we got James Life Talks up here. Blessings. I mean, thank you, James. I mean, welcome.
One sec, just before we go through it though, Pants, want to give shout outs to Super Chats also. So shout out to Solid Snake and Dano for becoming a member of the Lightbringers. Appreciate you guys. Stochastic Decay for the $2 gave me the salute as well. Robert Demitia with $5 says W Teriak also says for another $5 says he's a wiggler. Don't let him wiggle away from the questions. Hopefully I was able to buy by that. Wrong for Rage
Nice.
for the Wrong for Rage for the $10 says, all right, let's fucking go, Teriak. Get out the shillelagh and take this bugger to town. Wrong for Rag with the $10 says, oh, this one is a good one. Universal mind, correctness, mind being non-local. But how does it make the body move without location, or is the body an anchor for the infinite mind? Good question.
Do you guys know OJGZ?
Yeah, that's my boy. That's my boy.
That's your homie? Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
All right.
And then also Solid Snake sent in €1. So we got the European currency there, boys, as well. Says, can you ask Machine Fried if a hypothetical god is the direct cause of everything or a secondary cause, and how would you be able to tell the difference?
Okay. Real quick, I did put a poll up on my chat just to see what my chat to see who they believe won the debate. With 88%, it's going to go to Teriak. But just to be fair, I'm not going to lie. Me and Teriak do share a audience together, so we are a little bit more conservative on that matter. Christians, etc.
Right. My
So it's not
audience
fair.
says that I won. So
Yeah, of course, of course. Of course, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what
fair.
just to be fair. Yeah, I'm just letting you know.
Biased, man.
My audience and the Machine License audience has like a 95% overlap.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, blessings to everyone on the panel.
Yeah, thank you, James. Yeah, blessings.
What's up,
Hope
James?
you're doing okay
But,
today. Yeah. It was good to talk
I'm
to you
as
again.
okay as I can be, just taking it one day at a time, as always. But
By the way, we're gonna have James and then OG and then JG and then Tony Drake. Thank you guys so much in order of how they appeared. Blessings.
All right.
well, my question is directed towards
Elder
Machine
Lion
Live.
super chatted, $10. If I smashed my head against a wall, the ringing in my ears would be easier to listen to than that last song.
100% Elder Lion, 100%. 100%. Oh shit.
Yeah, let me get a entire thing and look at Romans 9 here, right? So I can answer your question because it says here, especially in 20 well, I think 19 there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it says, but who, it says, you will say to me then, why does he still find fault? For who can resist his will, right? And it says, it is not of he who willeth, right? Okay, and it says, but who are you, O man, to answer back to God? Will what is molded say to its molder, why have you made me like this? Has the potter no right over the clay to make out of the same lump one vessel for honorable use and another for dishonorable use? What if God, desiring to show his wrath to make his known his power, has endured with much patience vessels of wrath prepared for destruction in order to make known the riches of his glory for vessels of mercy? And he has prepared beforehand for glory. Beforehand. Even us whom he has called, not from the Jews and the Gentiles, but also from the Gentiles.
Yeah, so what was the verse? Romans what?
Well, what I've read so far is Romans 9:19 to 25, and it perfectly illuminates the case why a lot of Christians, right, have a problem reconciling the notion of free will, right? So there's lots of interesting debates about it, right, within Christianity, right? So it's interesting to point that out, right? That just because you believe in a doctrine that believes in free will, it doesn't automatically solve the problem, right? You know what I'm saying? So,
Not really, no.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if we want to move on to somebody else, but yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, but I want James to say something, or if he's there, whatever.
Yeah, James, if you have anything to respond back.
Well, I mean, I have to wonder what you
Habibi
do
does need
about the
Jesus.
fact that Jesus said that
ASAP.
you have to choose salvation, though. Because he said it's a choice, not really. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say about the whole Romans thing. Because I'd have to look more into the context, because I can't remember what the context of that was.
It's Jacob and Esau. So he's saying God chose one vessel for glory and another vessel for his wrath and destruction.
But what are the exact lines you're reading off?
Yeah, but Jacob and Esau were considered prophecy, though. That's part of prophecy. So that's hard to say that that's gonna be about normal people. That's leading to Jesus and prophecy and the Messiah and all that. Yeah.
Okay.
Did I get the link for you? Romans 19 to 25, Terry. I'll get the link for you.
Yeah, the prophecy is determined beforehand by God. I mean, who gets to receive it, that sort of thing.
Yeah, but prophecy, if I understand, I would agree with what I understand is the Orthodox Christian point of view. That prophecy is different than like normal people. Like it's kind of like separate. It's predeterminism can be predeterminism can be with prophecy, but as far as normal people, we have like free will. I think that's, if I'm understanding Orthodox Christianity's point of view, that's their point of view. If I'm understanding it correctly, I could be wrong.
That is correct.
So you're saying the Orthodoxy says some people don't have free will, James?
Like some people are predetermined
I believe
by God to do certain things, and they're not. They don't. They don't have like free will. Yeah.
Yeah, I think James is right. They go with the St. Augustine's position. That evil is a privation on the good, and that generally men have free will. Okay, so there's a difference there. You know what I mean? But the debate is really between St. Augustine and St. Pelagius, right? But yeah. Anyways, I think we could move on. And I'm sorry, the studio is full. So
yeah, we can move on. Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah, but yeah. Whoever's trying to join, students.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Please be patient. I mean, we'll eventually boot people out of here, and we'll get that rolling. And I'll drop the link again. So please
I'll
be
go ahead
patient.
and step down.
Yeah. Thank you, James.
Hey, Jake, I hope you get better, man. I hope you fight that Trump tardom. I hope you get better and you heal up, man.
Oh, Trump hater in the house. All right. a Kamala lover in the house. All right.
I love your.
You love Kamala.
I love
Kamala.
No, I'm gonna say I love this
retarded,
guy.
Man.
No,
you're
retarded
and you're retarded.
You guys, Avatar is OG.
Shut the fuck up.
Straight up. Nice.
Yo, bro. Okay, bro. Hold on. You want to come in here and fucking Trump tard, etc. Okay. Well, what's your problem with Trump, bro? If you want to change the subject, then.
The Zionist.
I don't follow Jews, man.
You don't follow Jews? That's your argument? I don't follow Jews? What do you follow?
Jews.
You don't talk to Jews? That's it? That's your argument? Fantastic argument. That's genius. I'm the retard here. Okay, cool.
Yeah, right. You just
I'm the retard here.
That I'm a
I just don't follow
Kamala Harris
Jews.
fan. You dumb fuck.
You sound like a fucking Kamala Harris fan. Yeah, you do.
Who'd you vote for?
Who'd you vote for?
So what? So what?
Who'd you vote for?
You look like a fag.
Who'd you vote for? Who'd you vote for, bro?
We have a secret ballot in this country. You don't have to say.
Trump's a puppet.
No, go ahead and tell me. Who'd you vote for? Oh, I didn't vote for anybody because both sides suck. Is that what you're gonna say? Is that what you're gonna say?
You're gonna get
who'd you vote for? Who'd you vote for? Who did you vote for?
I can't vote.
Who did you vote? You can't vote? Why not? Because you're retarded? Because you're
retarded.
Reading's hard.
I'm Jewish and retarded.
Okay,
yeah, Jew. I can't vote.
I believe it. I believe it. You sound like a retarded Jew. Great. Let's move on. Retarded Jew in the house that says Trump retarded. Great. All right. Great
All right, well,
arguments,
just to let
JG.
you know, man, us people with consciences, right?
Oh,
We look
okay,
at guys
yeah.
like you're a fucking
Yeah.
clown, dude.
Okay.
You're
Oh, I'm a
straight up
clown.
clown.
Okay.
You already
Cool.
proved you're
Is there
a
any
clown the
argument
first
in
10
this?
seconds,
In
man.
this, how
You're
am I a clown? Go ahead,
clown.
argue with me, bro.
I don't. You showed it already. That's
I
the
don't
thing.
know. I just showed it.
I don't have to argue.
Oh, I just showed it. You don't have to
you're a
argue.
clown.
Okay, dude, guys, this guy doesn't have to argue any of his points, but he wants to make a claim. Great argument, bro.
That's the
Is that you
thing.
don't have to argue it.
There's no argument. You're a clown.
Yeah, there's no argument. You have no argument for why I'm a clown, but yet you sound like a fucking retard right now in front of all these people. Congratulations,
Yeah, I don't have
JG.
to argue. I don't have to.
Yeah,
I don't
because you
have to
can't
make a
argue.
point.
You have no
You're just
argument to
showing
argue,
you're
you
a
fucking
clown.
moron. you have no argument to argue. That's why you sound like fucking retard right now.
Right.
Right,
You're another
right,
gay
right.
the
Yeah,
fucking
I'm right.
lot, dude.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for acknowledging
Right,
that I'm
you're-
right. Yeah, right. Yeah,
You're
I'm
not right.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're just another little Jew, right? Another little
Oh, okay.
fucking manipulative Jew, right? That's all.
Oh, that's what I am. Okay.
I hope you
Congratulations.
get past your Trump tard bullshit, man.
dude.
Wake the fuck up, you woke
Wow.
cocksucker. You're
You're
woke.
such dude. You sound like Plato, man. Are you a philosopher? This fucking moron just leaves.
Oh, we got
Get this fucking retard out.
Any of my pros here today?
You guys support a pedophile.
Good
It's,
evening.
personal
Good evening.
Moral degradation.
Yeah,
Because you
the
let that man
guy
run
that's talking,
Solid.
that's a Kamala fan, sounds like a guy who would suck off Willie Brown. What
Yeah,
the
for
hell
sure.
is going on here?
We gotta
For
say
sure,
PDF,
bro.
buddy. You can't say the P word there.
Yeah. PDF. Say
I
PDF.
didn't say
PDF.
anything.
That was somebody else, actually.
I'm
That
sorry.
wasn't.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
said he could
I'm really
suck
sorry.
off Willie Brown.
It's all good.
Fair
That's totally legal.
Yeah, but please, OJ.
I just thought I'd settle everyone down here. You know,
Here, hold on. I'm here.
I
Hold
thought
on.
a real
We gotta
killer
go in
would come
order
in
here.
here.
We gotta go in order. Blessings. We got OJ, then Tony Drake, and then we got Solid, then we got Imperious. So OJ, please go ahead. I know you've been waiting. Blessings. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, it's all good. It's all good, man. So I know this shit happens, but I mean, my question to you though, I mean, so your position is that we don't have free will. Everything that God has made is set in stone from everybody. So we just have just a thought mentality that we have free will, but we really don't. Is that where you're coming from? That we're all predestined to do something like, hey, you know, if I go delete someone, then it was my destiny to delete that person, even though I subconsciously knew that it was wrong for me to do that, or know that, hey, maybe I shouldn't do that to this person.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, the position is pretty simple. It's that, everything is basically determined. So God controls all things, right? So I mean, now we can argue, whether, the ideas of morality, I think they function within the ideas of how we treat each other, right? So there are problems about human beings, right? So one of the main ideas, goes to this concept, about free will. So I mean, in terms of the problem of evil, it goes to each idea. You know what I mean? So each religious system or each philosophical system has to deal with, the problem of evil, right? Or
So-
where on what level to assign evil, right? So I mean, how St. Augustine answered the question was, he just said that evil doesn't exist.
So and then if evil doesn't exist, I mean, if we're gonna take out, I mean, I guess it's kind of hard to take out, any form of religion. But if you want to just go with just good morals and bad moral, why would we consider something to be good and why would we consider it to be bad if that's not a choice?
I think it's because it's according to a pre-assigned goodness that exists from our nature that's already been created by God, right? And I think that's preset between who has it or not, right? So I think there's generally going to be evil people and there's generally going to be good people, right?
Well, right. I mean, I'm not denying that part, but what I'm asking mainly is that, okay, do I have the choice to be evil? Am I predestined to go to hell, or do I have a chance to go to heaven?
Well, I think it's my own view on it is a little complex. I mean, right? I think it's kind of like compatibilism, where you don't get to decide how how you ended up the way you are. Like, for example, you don't get to decide who your parents were, that sort of thing, right? But
Right.
having started from a place that you can't really decide, you can move in predetermined modes, right? But I guess the conclusion of those predetermined modes is not fixed, I guess, because God's in control of everything, right? So I do think that
Okay.
God can change the future, but that doesn't mean that we have freedom. You know what I mean?
So why would the Ten Commandment be necessary then? If everything is predestined to what God has, what you are gonna do, what I'm gonna do, like, hey, you know what? We were predestined to all have this conversation right now. You were predestined to have this debate with Teriak today. Terry, and vice versa. Now, why would it be necessary that for the
Yeah,
Ten Commandments to be about to say that, hey, this is what you should do, this is what you should not do? So that's technically giving
Yeah.
us a choice to determine, okay, you know what? Do I feel like cursing God today? You know what? I'm going to curse God today. Do I feel like committing adultery? I could commit adultery. Do I feel like deleting someone? Do I feel like stealing from somebody? Or should I, and if I do that, why should I feel bad or be punished if God already designed me to go ahead and steal or do any or break any of these 10 commandments that he had mentioned? Uh, why would they be a set of laws if everything's already set in stone what everybody's going to do? Therefore, there is not even a necessary for any laws. There's no necessary for anything if we don't have that choice. And God has given us, or I should say, the free will, that God gave us the free will, that even from my position to say, hey, what is the meaning of life? The meaning of life is having a relationship with God. How do you have a relationship with God? Is by you having faith and you're deciding to go to God. We're all born with original sin. We're all meant to, I guess, it predestines to sin in some form of way. Now, how we choose to sin, it's up to us how we do it. Now, this is why Jesus had to come down to sacrifice himself for us, right? To cleanse us or forgive us for the sin. So in order for us to have a relationship. So where does it come down to? It's predestined that, hey, you know what? No matter what, my existence, it doesn't matter if God already says, hey, you're going to hell. It doesn't matter if you have a relationship with me because I already designed you to go to hell and that's it. There's no reason for me to even have a relationship with God or even to oblige by any laws if that's the case.
Oh,
But
well,
then that will come back. That will come back to free will, though.
but there is a reason God mandated it. Have you considered that all those laws that seem arbitrary that you have to follow, God also determined those?
Right,
You're not.
but if he determined the law, though, why would it be necessary to determine the law and say that, you know what, you should not do this, you can do this? Like, do we have the choice to, hey, you know what, this sounds fun, but God is gonna punish me for that. But this sounds boring, but I'll go ahead and do it because you know what? I fear God, and I would rather have a relationship with God than having just a short time. Why do we have the balance of less consequences, more reward, and more reward and less consequences? Like, why do we have that?
The Lord
If
likes
there's
the
no free
mysterious
will,
ways, brother. The Lord
well, I
likes the mysterious
understand that.
ways.
But I understand that. But you are taking the position that, hey, this is all predetermined. It wouldn't matter of what I do at this point of not having a relationship with God, and saying that, hey, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm going to hell.
But that's just your opinion.
Well,
It's not.
no,
It's
that's
no.
what you guys determined, though. It's not an opinion. This is based off of y'all's philosophy. So you got to answer the question within that, right? OJ doesn't actually believe that.
Well, I think it does matter either way. So.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I believe that there's free will. I believe that, hey, you know what? God gave us a set of rules that it's up to me to determine whether I'm going to follow it or not. That's my choice. I'd rather, hey, God gave us that. Because other than that, then we're all just a bunch of robots just playing in God's pointless game at this point.
Heck,
But
you can
God
believe you're
said,
God. You can believe you're God too, but it doesn't mean you're omnipotent and omniscient. So, come on, I don't know.
what do you mean by that?
I mean, your beliefs don't necessarily have an effect on the rest of the universe.
Okay, so I'm talking about that. What it's you guys are saying it's predestined. I'm saying it's not. So I'm asking, why do you guys believe that? What makes it predestined?
God.
You mentioned a number of interesting items. I mean, right? For example, original sin,
Mhm.
right? If God made us with a sinful nature, then then you would disagree with Tariak, as he was saying before, that degeneracy is not part of our nature.
So it is part of our nature. I'm going to say that it is because we are born with original sin. Now, do we have a way of escaping from this? So the way to escape to this is to have a relationship with God. It's where we escape the degeneracy that we are because we are sinful people. We are going to sin. The only one being that was in this world did not sin was Jesus Christ. It's the only one. Other than that, we're all here to sin, and we needed Jesus Christ's sacrifice to
That's
ask for
technically true,
forgiveness.
Paradox. You don't believe that?
I'm
Wait,
sorry.
so
Say that again.
Yeah, so
That's not technically true. There was one being that was sinless. There was inherent sinlessness, and there's grace instilled.
yeah, thank you, Imperious. Yeah, he's very knowledgeable, but we can't get into interreligious debate right now. Thank you so
Okay.
much, OJ. Blessings. Thank you, Saleh. You're up next. You're welcome to
He's
stay
next.
up here, OJ. Blessings, and feel free to butt in anytime you want, brother. Right?
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, but go ahead, Saleh.
Go.
Okay, so my question is for Tariq. I wanted to know, this is inspired by something Hank said earlier in the debate, which is that there's a difference between predeterminism and determinism. I honestly believe so. Like, I think that makes sense to me because, I think if God allowed you to have the level of free will that you have, it's not very free.
but you would concede that there is some sort of agency or choice.
Yeah, but he controls the level of agency and choice you have. So there is no level of agency and choice at all because he controls that level of it.
So you basically kind of said we do have some sort of agency, but that agency is controlled, so then it's not agency.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, that's a contradiction because then it wouldn't be agency.
Yeah, it's not. That's the conclusion. Yes.
Yeah, so then you'd say that we don't have any agency.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's what he said. He said we don't have agency because God controls the amount of agency we have. Yes.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
There wouldn't be agency at the beginning. We would just simply be like, this is what I'm saying, where it gets to kind of like absurd levels of like you're putting in these pointless things saying, yeah, we do have agency, but then it turns out we don't have agency because that agency is controlled. If agency is controlled, then it's not agency. You don't have a
it's
choice.
called determinism.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, but you're the one who's saying it's like, yeah, we do have agency, but we don't. You're saying like yes and no.
But if you believe in God, you have to concede because He controls the level of agency you have. That's all I'm saying. It's argument from God,
Like you're basically saying it's like because God, like that's basically
Yes.
like your answer because
Literally.
God.
Yeah, it's literally dark.
Yeah, like that's
That
not
is
an
the
answer.
argument. I don't see how. I still don't see how. You just didn't answer it, but I got you, bro. Can I ask another one?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you want. Yeah.
All right. Well, Tariq, where were you born?
Ireland.
Ireland, right? And
Isn't it obvious from the accent?
Yeah, it is pretty obvious.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. But like,
He's Chinese.
No,
But,
he's black, bro. He's black.
the only reason that you are Christian and believe in these things and are here now is a subject of the circumstances that
He's not a
you were-
Christian. He's not a Christian.
You're not a Christian, but you believe in
We
God.
established
whatever.
that he's not a Christian.
Yeah,
Okay, but you believe in
the,
God.
the main
The
point.
fact
Yeah,
that you
in terms
believe
of-
in
yeah.
God, the fact that that you're here sitting here right now is a subject of the circumstances that you were put through throughout your life and where you were born. Were you in control of where you were born?
Yeah, again, just because I don't have free choice of everything does not negate free will.
I mean, it does. It only proves that you have will.
It
It doesn't
doesn't.
prove that you have free will.
It doesn't. Like you're pointing to something that's like an immutable characteristic. For example, like Hank didn't choose to be black; he just simply is black.
Yeah, exactly.
But
And
that doesn't negate his free will.
And
Because
that
again,
influences decisions throughout his
yeah,
life.
yeah, one sec. Because like as I explained, if everything is predetermined, which is what the debate was about, it's like it's just predeterminism. Free will doesn't exist. We have no agency. We have no choices. It's just an illusion. It's just a fugazi. That's when you get into these like absurd positions where it's like, okay, everything's God's will. So like even if I sin, that's technically God's will. If I murder someone, that's God's will. But then why would we put in punishment systems for God's will?
Because Because the
we get to
punishment
the
is also
absurdity.
God's will. The punishment is God's will too, so that's why.
But then why wasn't the laws there from the get-go? Why did we develop the laws afterwards?
Because God.
It actually we get back to this thing. Oh, God works in mysterious ways, like these non-answers.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you could like
Because
it
I'm
or
gonna
not
say,
like it,
well, free will exists because of God.
well,
The
you could
absurdity
say
it does,
that, but it
exactly.
doesn't make any sense in context.
But
Yeah,
it does.
I'm just
No,
repeating
I
your
mean,
position back to show how absurd it is.
no, I mean,
Well,
no,
the
I
thing is,
believe
there's no
in
room
will.
to
I don't
put
believe
free
in
will
free will.
anywhere in my position, so I don't know where you're going.
All right, yeah, I'm done.
All right.
All right,
I
go ahead,
try.
Imperious.
Be Imperious.
Rish coming up.
Yeah, blessings, Imperious. Go ahead. Oh, whoops. Maybe Imperious. Okay, there
Yeah,
it is.
I mean, look, I don't even know where to begin on this shit because there's a lot of different places I could go. I mean, nobody addressed the fact that there's like actual physical realities that can kind of point to the fact that it's not predetermined. I mean, in quantum mechanics, there's the uncertainty principle. We don't know how atoms and molecules are going to react and what they're going to do. So that points to a non-predetermined universe. You know, things like that. That's just one. I mean, do you want me to give you another one?
Yeah,
I
here's
could,
the issue. Randomness
I
does not equal free will. That's a very bad. That's
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
but that if everything was predetermined, the molecules of the universe would be predetermined, right?
yeah. I mean, if everything was random, the molecules
Because,
in the
no,
universe
but
would be random. Where's the free will?
Right. Randomness does not equal free will for sure.
No, it points
Indeterminacy
to
is not free will.
it points to the fact that there's no predeterminism in the physical realities of the universe. We're made up of atoms, right?
Yeah, but if it's all random, where are you gonna put free will at?
He's not talking about. He's internally critiquing the position of predeterminism. He's pointing to quantum mechanics as an observable physical phenomenon.
I'll give you a different one. I'll give you a more philosophical one. What about the it's self-refuting? If determinism is true, then our belief in determinism itself would be predetermined, making it impossible to rationally understand what the hell point you're trying to make.
Okay.
So it's literally a redundancy. Your argument is a logical redundancy.
Yeah, but how
If you're
does that get
just
you to
trying
free
to
will?
prove a paradox, there's all kinds of paradoxes.
Yes.
So innately you're just trying to prove there's some kind of paradox. You're not trying to prove your point. You're trying to prove to a stalemate, in other words, correct?
That's you.
Sir, I'm trying to be good faith. I really don't want to go off, dude.
Yeah,
go
chill
off,
out,
Imperious. Go off.
No, chill, Imperious. Just try to explain it the best way possible, bro.
If everything is predetermined, then our belief in predeterminism is predetermined. Therefore, it's impossible to argue for.
Okay. So if predeterminism exists, then for example, machine lies saying that it's all predetermined.
No. It's a critique of the logical fallacy that his argument is.
Yeah. Would this be the circular?
It's not even about the substance of the argument. It's how the argument is formed.
Oh.
Okay.
So empirically, his argument is false because there's people who can argue from determinism.
No, it's more that the position, if his logic is correct, right? Like, let's assume that he is correct and we're in his frame.
Mm-hmm.
He would be impossible to argue for predeterminism because it was predetermined that he was going to believe in predeterminism.
Oh, yeah. So that means your argument's invalid now.
So it's a logical redundancy. It's a reductive argument.
No, you actually.
Sorry, Terry. I'm not. I don't mean to reduce things. You understand this stuff already.
No. Yeah. Well, that was my point. That it becomes circular
for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to go through it. That's all.
The circularity is okay, but his argument's just invalid.
Well, if the argument is infinitely reductive, it points to falsehood.
But your argument's just not valid at all. So.
Well,
Hank, you can't just get a question
Yeah,
and just say invalid question next. I mean, that's not an answer.
Okay, I'll work through the logic. So he says, if the term is true, then you can't argue. Then any argument for determinism.
You couldn't argue for something to be predetermined if in your own logic.
Here,
you
hold
were
on. Here, hold on. Let Hank.
predetermined.
Hold on. Let Hank finish his point.
Yes,
But yeah.
if determinism is true and you argue for determinism based on determinism, then you say, nah, that's pretty much your argument. That's not valid.
I don't really know.
I'm not too sure what you're saying either, Hank. To be perfectly honest.
I'm trying to reframe his
No,
argument.
I know.
He's trying to just say.
Look, okay. By the logic, what I'm trying to do is
but he
try
says,
to think.
no, it's not. You can't do that for some reason.
Well,
even though that's
essentially,
completely valid.
Well, I could essentially summarize what Hank is getting at. He's saying that because you've proven, you've only been able to prove your argument on the basis of one epistemic observation. It's not very strong proof, A, and then secondly, that it doesn't actually matter in terms of the position itself. Say somebody was determined to argue one position and determined to argue a different position. Why would it matter for a debate? I mean, yeah, snafu. Sorry, we're not doing that today. We
Machine
got
Lies.
3 other people on the stream, so we can't do that today. Snafu, blessings, man. Right? I mean, because we can't
got that all from Hank.
We got to do the TOS. Snafu, you gonna keep it in TOS? No PDF stuff.
We'll kick you immediately if you don't stay.
You got me,
TOS.
Snafu. Come on, man. No PDF stuff, or you got me? You got to nod yes, or I'm not going to let you on, Holmes. Come on, homie. No?
Well, odds are if you're going to have to pull it out of him, he's not going to.
Bro.
Then he's not going to obey the TOS, bro. Just fucking don't let him on then.
Yeah,
just don't humor him.
It's because we got 2 or 3 other people streaming this, dude. So it's up to them. I mean,
so
but
just stick it to my comment section. If you have a question, put it in my comment section.
Yeah, we got more people streaming, so I mean, we got.
Yeah, that's the best decision. Yeah.
Yeah, blessings. Oh, but go ahead. I mean, is that it for questions? I mean, we've gone over 2 hours.
I actually have a good question in my chat here. So Seth asks, what is the one sin God does not forgive? Now, I don't know about the Muslim religion, if you consider this to be the unforgivable sin, but it's basically knowing that God exists and following that, but rejecting God, even though you know that God is existence.
Knowledge of the certainty of God. It being in the presence of the divine and still rejecting it.
Yes. So Machine Lies, I'm pretty sure you disagree with that premise in the Christian worldview. However, let me ask you this. If Christians did believe in predetermination of that, then God basically damned individuals to believe that, and there's individuals like this that believe God does exist in their heart. This is an actual thing, but they reject him anyways. For example, Satan. This is why Satan has committed the unforgivable sin, etc. Did God create Satan? God create human beings, other human beings that truly believe God exists and the will of God is the only way, but however reject him anyways? Were they predetermined to do that as well? In the Christian worldview, of course.
Well, I think in the Christian worldview, I mean, I think it's sewed up by a number of principles in terms of, there's God, okay, and God has will, right? B, there's universal laws, right? So human nature is subservient to those universal laws, right? And also, there's original sin, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So I think in Romans 5, right, he says that God created Jesus, the second Adam, in order to mediate a contract okay, between humanity and the divine, in that man could be free of sins, right? Now, they couldn't do that based on their own will, right? Because man has original sin, right?
Yeah.
So I think Paul very eloquently explains why it's not possible in Romans 9, right? Because he says, well, all this free will debate is kind of nonsense because, ultimately God's in control of all things.
Okay, so your answer would be, even though the unforgivable sin, something cannot be forgiven at all, God created them to commit the unforgivable sin, thus damning them to hell completely without any type of retribution.
That's why God had.
That's where you're going.
Yeah, that's why God had to Himself mediate their salvation.
Well, he couldn't. Well, again, in the Bible, Christian worldview, that's unforgivable. So God created them just to be unforgiven and thrown down in hell no matter what. There was no reproduction.
Yes.
I mean redemption. Right, yes. Hank? I mean you're okay.
Yeah,
I
mean
that's what you believe.
Unless you get a concept
in power, so he could create something just to damn them, unless you give God's opinion.
Yeah, I mean, unless you create a concept like the harrowing of Hades, right, where God has to then, go in and fight death and conquer death, right? Because obviously Paul argues that sin and death came into existence at the same time, right? So, you know what I mean? Yeah, so our mortality is linked to our sinful nature, which I don't think that we had any choice over, right?
Okay. All right. That seems pretty insane to me. If judging it off of the Christian worldview there, but yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't follow that worldview. And
you gotta have more sophistication with the Calvinist arguments.
Yeah, well, the Calvinists were the ones that were worshiping Baal, and they were rejected by God. So they're not Christians. They worship other gods.
Baal is what you're saying?
Yes.
I didn't know
they
God
worshipped.
was Baal.
Yeah, they worshipped the demon that had them burn their babies back then. Yeah, it was a false god.
That's new. Yahweh is Baal.
Yeah, it's not new. That's what the Calvinists did.
Yahweh is Baal. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that Calvinists. I didn't know that Calvinists were worshippers of Baal. But that's news to me.
I thought Baal was based on I am.
Yeah, he's a fraternal demon. He was a fraternal demon.
So you're agnostic?
No, I'm not agnostic.
No,
how did you get that out of me being agnostic? What are you talking about?
You're saying Christians worship Baal.
No, he's
saying I didn't say Christians worship Baal. I said Calvinists.
Calvinists are Christians.
Yeah, right. No, well, bro. Okay, so you do realize there's different. There's different, Christian. Bro. You do realize there's different.
You may not accept them as Christian.
Bro. Hold on. You do realize that there's different. What do you call it? Categories of Christianity, right? They don't all believe in the same thing.
Domination.
Like, for example, yeah. Thank you, OJ. You do realize that, right? So Orthodox, Catholics, like for example, Protestants. There's Protestant churches that accept the LGBT. Hold on. There's Protestant churches that accept the LGBTQ. In fact, recently they had an LGBTQ woman that's a pastor, which is not even logically acceptable in Christianity. That was preaching LGBTQ and all these fucking stupid, borders and etc. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
In recent news. Okay, great. Do you consider her a Christian?
Yeah.
Even though she goes against all of Christianity?
Yeah.
Of what God taught.
Here's the thing. If we don't.
So wait, how could you be a Christian? Hold on. How could you be under your purview? How could you be a Christian if you reject the actual teachings of Jesus Christ? That makes no sense.
Here's the thing. If we go and say make your own version of Christianity up and say, well, you're not a real Christian. We just make anything else up. So you can say.
That's what they're doing. So how do you consider them Christians?
Too. That's what you're doing too. You say, well,
no, I'm not. Hold on. Do you do realize that women pastors? Hold on. You do realize women pastors are not allowed?
You're saying it.
Hold on. No, bro. You do realize women pastors are not allowed in the Catholic Church, etc. Right? In Christianity.
Yeah. Here's
right.
The thing.
So why is it that? Hold on, bro. Why? Well, the Calvinists worship a false god. That's what they did. That's not allowed.
So
they worship two gods. They were not supposed to. Of course.
Yes.
You can't say that they were like technically Christian-like.
Yeah,
but
they're not.
But they did believe
Well,
believe in God, but they were also worshiping Baal.
Yeah, they
worship their church daddies. So
The what?
So they're church daddies. So I don't understand.
You do realize in the Bible it says beware of false gods, right?
Yes,
Okay, so what were the Calvinists doing?
worshiping true God.
True-
Unlike
what?
some people,
Worshiping true God? You think Baal is a real God?
they don't say they worship Baal. You're asserting it.
No,
So
no,
you're
it's not
asserting a
assuming
false
that's what
God.
happened, bro.
You're
What are you
asserting
talking
a false
about?
God and
Do you not?
attributing
Are you
someone
not
else.
familiar? Okay, bro. Look, listen.
You're
Let's
asserting
just
another
take
God,
it.
and you're
No.
asking to some other group.
No, I'm
do that
not,
to
bro.
you.
Bro. Okay,
They
listen,
can do that
listen.
to you. It's not a big deal.
No, you can't, bro. No, because I don't worship Baal. Let me ask you this: when it comes to the
look,
Protestant Christians, Christians will hang LGBTQ flags outside of their fucking church. Does that go against God's
Yeah.
will? Yes, it
Yeah,
does,
you
right?
don't worship Baal, you
Okay.
worship Abaddon. You worship Abaddon. There
What?
you go.
Abaddon?
Exactly. Yeah.
Abaddon?
There you go. Yep.
Okay, so you just want to make up shit out of your ass, bro.
Yes, just like
Shut
you.
up.
Wait,
Just like
John.
you.
What are you
Calvin-
talking about? I'm not dude, bro. I'm not fucking making shit up. The Calvinists worship the Baal. He was a fraternal
Yeah.
demon that told the Calvinists
Okay,
to
we got another guy
sacrifice their children
And-
for
Hey, guys. Hey guys,
And
we
you
got a new
worship
question.
Abaddon. What's the
Blessings,
big
yeah.
deal?
what the fuck is an Alberton, bro? You don't even know what the fuck you're
Abaddon,
talking
that's
about,
not the false god you worship.
bro. Ray Charles, chill the fuck out. I didn't say any of that. You just made up a fucking
Jake.
thing out of your head.
He's not
Exactly.
Ray Charles. He's the Netflix adaptation of Shrek.
Yeah,
Hank,
no shit, bro.
Hank, can I ask? I have a quick question for Hank, and then you, Machine Lies. Hank, if I wear like a black uniform, something like a badge, a gun on my hip, some pepper spray, and some handcuffs, but I never went to school to be a police officer, can I say I am a police officer?
It depends on the jurisdiction. In mine, you can't do that.
Okay, so the correct answer is no.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Just like there's standards to the title Christian. You know, there's a lot of fake people who claim to be Christians, but there's a standard to being an actual Christian, is what Jake is trying to explain to you. Just like in everything in life, right? You can't just claim to be a police officer because you look
Correct.
like one. Right?
You can't claim to be a woman
Because
just
someone
because you're a
says they
woman.
love Jesus, that doesn't make them a Christian, right?
Yeah.
Wait,
So who
Speakeasy,
gets to
you're a
decide who's the
Christian?
Christians? Who gets to decide the Christian?
Pardon?
Who gets to decide who the Christians are?
Jesus.
Okay, are you Jesus?
Yeah. Yeah, we have duties that were
Speakeasy, are
given
you
to us
Jesus?
by God. We have duties that were given to
Yes
us
or
by
no?
God.
Are you Jesus?
And if we contradict those and then try to pass them as teachings from God, we're actually taught in the Bible that these are false prophets.
Two
We're actually
questions.
warned to
Are
stay
you
away
Jesus
from this.
and is Jake Jesus?
No, we're not Jesus, bro. Who
No,
cares?
no,
That's a
that
stupid
wasn't
question.
my
It has nothing to do with the
You're
argument.
strawmanning my
Exactly
claim,
my
Hank.
point. Exactly
You're
my
That's not
point.
your
strawmanning my
point, bro.
claim right now. I didn't claim to be Jesus.
Okay, but we don't have to listen to your stance for Christians.
Oh,
can
but we have to listen to
Jesus
yours?
instead.
Yeah, make that make sense, bro. We have to listen to yours?
No, we don't have
Bro,
to
you're a
listen to mine
Protestant,
either.
bro. Like,
We
you're
don't
literally a
listen to mine either
Protestant.
because I'm also not Jesus, but you're
I
starting.
bro, I bet you hang an LGBTQ flag outside your fucking house.
So it doesn't matter what we're saying. None of us are Jesus.
It's predetermined.
If in the Bible, if in the
But you
Bible
would
it
listen,
teaches,
but hold on,
If it-
none of us are Jesus, but you'd listen to what he said, right?
Yes.
yeah, that's the point. So if Jesus said that man shouldn't lay with other man, but then there's a church that's saying, yeah, it's okay to be gay. Is that the teachings of Jesus?
Did Jesus say that? Would you want to give us a citation?
Yeah,
What?
Leviticus, bro. What are you talking about? It's in the fucking Bible,
Okay,
dude.
so Hank, are you just gonna be bad
Yes,
faith
but
about this whole questioning or what? Come
Yeah,
on,
absolutely.
bro. I
That's
thought you were.
determined.
I
That's determined.
expected better from you with this. Come on.
That's
He did the same thing to me.
Hank, you're taking L's here, bro.
All right, let
Yeah,
me move
course,
on
I got
quick
born
because I don't got
at the wrong
much time.
color,
Let
so
me
fuck
ask
anything else.
Machine Lies quick.
Here, hold on for a second. Don't cut Hank off. Hank, go ahead and say that again. Blessings.
Yeah, of course I'm taking else. I had my free will to be born the wrong color somehow, even though I
What?
didn't pick that. Yeah.
What are you
Yeah,
talking
exactly. Yeah. So wait a second. I also want to respond to Jake about something he said. It's more of just a mini question before we move on.
Go for
You
it.
said earlier that Calvinists worship Baal.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, as I understand Calvinism, right, it
Mhm.
comes from John Calvin, right? Can you
A
cite?
heretic.
I mean, it must be a very easy citation, or something like that. If you could find where John Calvin says to worship Baal or something like that, or
Yeah.
what is the particular instance that you're referring to? I'm very, very interested in what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'll be back right here. I'll get something for you, bro.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But in the meantime, Speakeasy, go ahead and you know,
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. So my question for you, Machine
Here, hold
Live.
on. We got another person in the back
Oh.
here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but go ahead. Blessings.
Yeah, my question for you would be, so if there was a path you were taking and it led to two tunnels, right? And I knew what's going to happen in those tunnels, right? Say one tunnel had like a bunch of dudes with guns and they're going to shoot at you. Next tunnel had a horse you get to ride to the other side, and it's a pleasant ride. I know that that's what's going to happen in those two tunnels, but you get to ultimately make the choice of which tunnel you go through. Did I determine your outcome or did you?
Did you
Neither
make
of
the
us.
tunnels?
Yeah, technically, neither of us would
Well,
have.
Baal is the Baal in Catholicism. It's associated that Baal is one of the seven deadly princes of lust, and because the demon of lust controls over Protestantism, because they allow their priests to have sex, because they have women priests, okay, because they allow homosexuality in their midst. Baal has
Oh,
power.
I see what you're saying.
Where
It's
does the
kind of like
Bible say to castrate
metaphorical.
your priest,
Okay.
though? I didn't see that in the Bible anywhere.
No, I get what he's saying. It's kind of like
Baal's
metaphorical.
Baal
It's
is
not direct.
associated
Yeah,
with the demon of lust. He's saying
yeah, it's just
what
the
he's
lust.
saying is that you guys are fallen to the influence of Baal, the demon of the seven deadly. The demon
Yeah,
of
it's
lust,
he's one of in demonology. He's one of the big ones of the lust
the
and
seven
fertile,
deadly-
etc.
Yes, fertility and lust.
Fertility, yeah, and lust. So look again. At the end of the day, what I'm saying is that going back to what Speakeasy was talking about is that same thing with the Protestants that hang LGBTQs. They believe the same thing as priests, LGBTQ, women in power, etc. That all goes against what Jesus taught.
But wait, they believe in free
Now they
will.
could be, well, yeah, they have the free will to do that, right? They have the free will to do that, and that's the great thing about Christianity is that Jesus did die for our sins, so we can always come back and go through life and come back to Jesus and then get back to the Father. That's the whole idea of Christianity. But at the same time, when you have these
being reborn again,
yeah, being reborn again, that's the whole point. So again, Hank, out of respect, bro, and I respect you and everything of that nature, but the fact is that when you have these Protestant churches hanging LGBTQ flags, I reject them as actual Christians because they're not actually following Jesus Christ. They think they are, but they're not.
Jesus, though, so I don't have.
I don't have to be Jesus, bro.
Yeah, you do. You just
Wait, hold on. You're not Jesus, so why would you tell me that I have to be Jesus in order to judge them?
Because Christians follow Jesus.
So what? Are you Jesus to tell me how I should judge?
No, but you're
no, you're not. So again, there's something called righteous judgment. Do you know what righteous judgment is?
Reality to Jesus's teachings or no?
Well,
it's not even righteous judgment. It's just showing that you are acting contrary to the word. It's not hard. Like you're not you're just saying literally you're acting in contrary to what is written. It's not even judgment. It's just saying this is what it's like saying I jumped over a puddle.
Yeah, but you're wearing mixed fabrics, most of you.
Judgment is a good thing. I don't know why anyone would be.
Yeah, it is.
Like God commands us to judge other people.
Righteous judgment. Yes, God commands us for that.
I just wanted to know if Machine Lies could answer that question I had quick, if you remember, just so I could. I don't got much time.
Yeah,
I don't mean to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll explain the two roads thing again. But yeah, the thing is, the whole idea, before I get into that, but yeah, there was something else I wanted to say, but I kind of forgot it. But yeah, I'll go ahead and answer your question. It goes back to this idea about, how. Okay, so say somebody knows, right, what's in the two tunnels, right? Did they cause the person to choose?
No. So like I know exactly what will happen in those two tunnels. I know what's gonna happen,
Right,
but
right.
I
Right,
didn't
but knowledge is
I
not.
didn't
Yeah,
have
yeah, but
any
just because you know.
I didn't have
Right.
any influence on your choice. I wasn't even there when you went to them. I just
So
know what's gonna happen to them.
yeah.
To you.
So I mean, in that option, I mean, you're kind of saying. So you're saying that the
I
person.
know your outcomes no matter which choice you make, but you get to make the choice. So I'm
But
saying,
you don't
did I
know. But you don't know
determine
what
your
the person.
outcome?
But you don't know what the person is going to choose.
Yeah. I let you make the choice, right?
Right.
You make the choice on your own. Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
did I determine your outcome?
No.
Right. So this is what it is. God knows the outcome of every choice that you can make, but he lets you make that choice. And that's what I just showed you. Free will.
God
All right.
determines. Wait,
Actually, damn, that's actually a good
listen,
argument
I'll
then.
listen. I'll listen in for your
The
answer.
problem,
Guys,
though.
I do gotta step down. I'll listen in for your answer if you want to rebuttal to that. But yeah, I just wanted to
Yeah.
get that off.
Yeah,
because
speak
I
as a
appreciate you
show
having
coming
it's
up.
easy rebuttal. Yeah, it's easy rebuttal against it. But yeah, go ahead.
What I was just saying is that's
No, hold
that.
on. No, hold on. No, hold on. We got Reddington here. Reddington, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Oh, the problem would be is that it's alleged that God created the universe, so
Right. Right. Exactly. Right.
so it's some level of predeterminism.
No,
Just,
he
be,
put
just
no,
because
he put
just
parameters.
because he doesn't
He didn't put
directly
parameters.
control what choice you make, he set the parameters. So
He didn't
Yeah.
no, but that's not predeterminism. That's playing within a certain set of rules to allow existence to form. He wanted us to form, so therefore you
he
needed to create.
predetermined before the world. The scriptures say about him predetermining things before the world
Yeah,
began.
for us. It's not predetermined the outcomes of things. It's predetermined the playing field is determined.
But
It has
God
to be-
already knows the outcomes. Even in
Yeah, in other words,
determined.
revelation's going to happen no matter what. However, the individual choices of how to get there, depending on your choices, he knows that.
And that's what remember, Christ himself said, only the Father knows the time.
Yeah.
So even Christ himself doesn't know.
Yeah. I also wanted to say that I didn't know that Speakeasy was a Christian now because he said on the Gen X Jeff panel that he believes.
He didn't say that he was a
all of
Christian.
Yeah, because he said I'm on Gen X Jeff panel that he believes in all of the gods. So
Yeah,
I
Okay.
don't think
But
he's a Christian.
okay, and that's fine. But Speakeasy on this panel, he didn't say that he was a Christian.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, he
right.
didn't say that.
But I'm
He
just
is-
And you can't be a Christian if you believe in other. Remember, what does God say? I am the Lord.
Yeah.
There is no other. Apart from me, there is no God.
Yeah, Easy
Yeah,
could have been,
but
doing that in terms of a hypothetical or whatever. But in terms
Yeah.
of like he is a Christian. Also, I just want to point out as well because Snake pointed out something for you as well, Jake. The second response was to the Reformed tradition almost a century later in 1672, when a synod of bishops gathered in Jerusalem to respond to Cyril Lacreuse's Calvinistic 1629 confession. So in terms of this whole thing of like worshiping Baal and all that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I think Calvin wasn't Calvin also the one that on his deathbed he called for a Catholic priest to give him the last rites, but his followers
Oh.
didn't allow it.
I didn't. I don't know anything about that, but
That was
maybe.
him.
But
Yeah.
I don't want Machine Lies to get away from this beautiful answer that he's going to have for Easy's question, or the response
Yeah.
that we were saying you were going to have.
Which response? I mean, the panel responded to it. I mean, it's
So
it's,
Easy gave you a situation where there's two tunnels. He knows what's going to happen no matter what your choice is, right?
And
But you're
really
free
quick,
to choose
Speakeasy.
whichever one.
Yeah, just because one of them doesn't
He
determine
knows
it doesn't
all
mean the other guy
possible
determines it.
outcomes, but not which choice of what
It's a
outcome
stupid
you will choose.
Yeah, Machine Lies. Just really quick. Speakeasy said that he never said that he believed in other gods. He didn't state that. That's what he's saying on my end. Just FYI. But go ahead and answer the
you're
question.
talking about
Remember, God says, "I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and
he
the end."
absolutely.
But
Wait,
but
hold
the-
on. I just want to say, no, this is on Speakeasies. This is Speakeasy on Gen X.
Yeah,
Jeff's channel.
Speakeasy said that he never said that he worshipped other gods.
Oh,
so he's saying that you're wrong on that.
I'm not saying that he said he worshipped other gods. I'm saying that he said he believes in all of the gods. That's what he said on Gen
Oh.
X Jeff panel.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
so I
okay.
don't know. I don't know what that means, but
Like they all exist somehow.
yeah, the gods. Yeah, he said.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Just to correct that, go
Yeah,
ahead.
and then I asked
Machine
him,
Life. So-
what does that mean? So, we didn't really get that deep into it, so I
Yeah.
really don't know what he means by that. But
Yeah.
you know,
Sorry to interrupt, bro. Yeah. He does state that other gods are demons, but yeah, that's just his response.
Snafu.
But yeah, go ahead and
Snafu,
and,
you got Snafu, you got us on the TOS, right, homie? Right?
Snapple.
You ain't gonna break the TOS?
Oh, he's been the back. Bro, if he's gonna break it, don't worry about him, bro.
Yeah, I can't do a Snafu because the show is controlled by 2 or 3 people, Holmes. It's not just me tonight.
Yeah, 4 people control the show.
Here's the thing, Machine Lies. If you don't trust him, then just don't do it. I mean, but it's up to you. It's your judgment.
I mean, I'd bring him up if it was just my show, but I mean,
Okay.
it's a different situation. But yeah, because you got Tariak, you got Jake, and you also have Hank. So
yeah,
I think he really just wants to come and talk to Hank. So
So he can talk to me on Sunday. I'm gonna have a roast on Sunday just for him.
Yeah,
so
Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Go on Hank's Snafu on Sunday. All right, homie.
Every time I hear Sunday, I think of like that monster car. Sunday.
Yeah.
Monster car rallies.
So yeah, he can talk to me on Sunday. Also, he has my email. So if you have something urgent, send an email.
Yeah, send an email. That's a good one.
Yeah, oflamo3@gmail.com if you forgot, but you send an email if it's urgent.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. But yeah, Machine, you can go ahead and answer the question. I'm sorry I derailed a little bit. Teriak, can you remind us of the question here? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
The 2 tunnels.
Easy gave you a hypothetical in terms of 2 tunnels. He knows what the 2 tunnels, you don't, but you have a choice to go down tunnel A, tunnel B. Did Easy predetermine?
Yeah. My answer was that knowledge doesn't determine action. It's kind of a awkwardly phrased question, right? Because just because one guy has knowledge doesn't mean that he would have a choice in determining the other guy's actions. Just because he knows what's in the 2 tunnels. So.
Yeah, so in terms of the hypothetical itself, like the whole kind of like case you made for predeterminism is because God's all knowing, he has a plan, it's already set in motion. That would defeat that claim.
How?
Because just as you just said, just because God knows doesn't mean he's causing it.
Yeah, but I say God is causing it.
Yeah, so then in the hypothetical, you would say that just because Easy knew what would be in the 2 tunnels, that he's causing your choice.
No, I'm saying God not only knows, but he actually causes.
So you're saying he's doing first causal as well. So that gets us back to Snake's original question, where he was saying, if God is the direct cause of everything or a secondary cause, then how would you know?
Oh, direct causes and secondary causes?
Yes.
Well, I think the second is made up. There's only direct causes. God directly causes everything, right?
Yeah, so then back into the hypothetical that Easy put to you with the 2 tunnels.
Yeah, there's no secondary causes, yeah.
Yeah, just because he's knowing doesn't mean but
what
like let's say Easy built the tunnels, he put all the people in place and all this kind of shit. Right?
That'd be adding to the hypothetical at that point.
Yeah, but even in this hypothetical, to get rid of
even
this
at
whole
that
thing
point, let's just say Speak Easy was God. Was God at this point and being like, hey, you know what? I created the 2 tunnels, but I'm not giving you the choice. I'm not going to influence you on which choice, on what tunnel you're going to take. So is that free will?
Yeah, I mean, I think God influenced your choice.
Well, we're saying that if God didn't influence the choice, because
for example, you come to a fork in the road, right? The way you got there is one road. So it's been determined.
But if we're going, if we're going with just.
Okay, how about this? If God didn't influence the choice, and you just chose it random, where's the free will at?
Well, that is the free will, because at that point I made the choice to say like, hey, rather I go against him or I don't go against him. Or in that scenario, I took the wrong tunnel, and now I have a bunch of guys pointing guns at me, when I could have taken a free ride to another tunnel or another pathway, whatever that scenario was. So if I made the choice that, hey, God said, you know what? Pick one of these. I picked a bad one, and now I'm gonna get punished for that because that's the choice that I made.
So your assertion is that free will is equivalent to randomness?
No, it's not
No.
randomness at that point because I'm looking. I have a choice between A and B. I could choose A. That's wrong. I could choose B. That's good. Now I
What's
choose
that choice
A.
based on?
No,
Uh,
randomness would be the choice between A and B and choosing potato.
It's
That's
restricted
randomness.
No, it's restricted randomness because restricted choice to A or B. So
So that would be a choice, just like in any test. You have usually from A to D, and you select what you think is the right answer. But hey, you have 4 pathways that are wrong regardless on a test. So just think of just taking a test for school. It's the same thing. You could pick a wrong answer and then hey, lowers your grade, or you could pick the right answer and it higher your grade. You get a better score. So it's the same philosophy of what he's talking about with the 2 tunnels that hey, you choose A or you choose B, and the results it's going to determine on what you're going to get. Rather, it's going to be a punishment, or rather, it's going to be a reward.
well, who made
It's
the
a
test?
choice. God made the test. God can test all of us at any point.
And he's done it before with David, etc. You look at the Old Testament; that was full of that.
Yeah, so God made the test and he knows the test results. So where's the free will at?
No, well, not the test results. Anybody that makes the choice, depending on what choice you do, you know the results of said choice, consequences, etc., bro.
So you're saying God doesn't know the future?
No, I'm not saying that. Did you not hear me? Depending on, again, with free will. So you're given the free will to reject God. You know that, right? You can reject God if you choose to do that. Again, what's the unforgivable sin in Christianity? Do you remember?
I guess knowingly reject God, I guess.
No, yeah, knowing that God exists and you still choose to reject him. That's the unforgivable sin that Satan fell into, right? So this is called free will.
So did God create Satan or did Satan create himself?
Say that again?
Did God create Satan or did Satan create himself?
God created Satan.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with
so
anything?
God created Satan knowing that he would make the unforgivable sin, correct?
No, God created the angels and the humans and knowing that they could reject him. Yes.
Does God know the future, yes or no?
Bro, yeah, of course, he's all knowing. Yes.
So
what's
God
your point here?
knew
This doesn't
that Satan would commit the unforgivable sin, yes or no?
Sorry, say that again.
Did God know before creating sin that Satan would commit the unforgivable sin?
Did God create sin knowing that he created the unforgivable sin?
No, did God create Satan knowing that Satan would commit the unforgivable sin, assuming God knew the future?
God created Satan knowing that Satan could choose to reject him.
So God didn't know what he would choose. He just know the
No, he didn't. No, bro. Pay attention. Pay attention here. It's very simple, man.
Yeah,
it's very simple.
This is why we get to the whole kind of like direct cause versus secondary cause. Just because God knew something was going to happen doesn't mean he caused it to happen.
Does God know the difference between the possibilities and the actuality?
Could God create everybody as a machine that just obeys his will automatically? Could God do that?
Yes.
He could. Did he choose to do that?
Yes.
No, he didn't. Why did Satan betray him then?
Here, hold on. I have a question for Jake, but also there's Tony Drake here entering again. Blessings,
up, Tony
brother.
Drake?
Yeah, what's your question?
Hello.
What's up, Tony?
Hey.
Yeah, my internet might cut out. It's not me going away and coming back.
It's okay.
I'm really being punished at the moment. Mobile phone service has never gone out here for 15 years I lived here. And today when I'm trying to talk to you, my phone just keeps cutting out.
It's predetermined, I guess.
Fantastic.
Yeah, sometimes you don't have a choice. Yep.
Trombone.
But what's up, Tony?
I don't believe in this bullshit about determinism. No. God, I am, and I am here to enjoy this three-dimensional reality.
Well, that's one way. That's one way of getting to free will. It's like, well, I guess if you want to go straight to I'm God, right? I guess you got all the free will you need.
Yeah, we have all got all the free will we require or decide that we want. Everything outside of you yourself within that avatar, everything outside of that avatar is basically we've designed it as a distraction, so we'll never get bored. There's a million billion rabbit holes, and you can spend your whole life studying a butterfly if you like.
So
It's
Tony,
your choice.
Tony, does Tarek have the free will to just be omnipotent?
Of course.
What?
To be omni what?
Omnipotent. Does Tarek have the free will to be omnipotent?
Hey, I am autonomous. I am immortal. I am, if you want to use the word, I am the creator. I am the author. I can follow somebody else's script if I want to, but I can write my own.
Well, you heard it here first.
Heard what here first? He didn't say anything that was that backed your claim up. That's for sure.
He said he claimed that Tarek could, on his own free will, be omnipotent, and that is ridiculous.
Wait, omnipotent? Like, what do you mean omnipotent?
Can do anything without contradiction, restriction, without restriction. Do anything without
Yeah, so again, like that's not a choice, Hank. When you're talking about free will, you're talking about agency, you're talking about choice.
Yeah, but that's not a choice. Yeah, yeah.
That's my point. It's not a choice.
Yeah, well, again, that's a stupid question to begin with.
Hank,
that doesn't prove predetermination.
To give you a thing, when you go to the ice cream shop, right? You have vanilla and you have chocolate, right? Do you have a choice?
Well, there's technically options there.
Yeah, choices. What's another word for choices? So
yeah, there's will, but who will me to one ice cream? Who will me to one ice cream?
Your taste buds.
Yeah, so that's the thing. But you also have a choice there to not eat the ice cream too, correct?
Who created my taste buds?
So that'd be a situation where you have a choice in front of you.
You don't want to say who created my taste buds.
Yeah, yeah. God created your taste buds, and your taste buds decide what you choose in life. Yeah.
Exactly my point.
Yeah, but so then therefore predetermination it does not exist. You chose.
I didn't choose my taste buds.
Hey, bro, there's an echo here. Tony, is that you, man?
Yeah, it's all good.
I think
Tony,
you're hearing.
Yeah, it's no worries. Yeah, I'll try to adjust it. Yeah, blessings. Yeah, but Tony, if you want to talk, it's no worries. Yeah, go ahead.
Blessings to you too, Machine Head. Machine Lice.
So I didn't choose my taste buds. God chose them. It's under God's control.
Okay.
So you've never eaten a different flavor ice cream? You're muted,
Hank.
I was trying to unmute. It was slow, but yeah, I didn't make that claim.
Yeah, but we're talking about choice here.
He's asking you a question.
Yeah, I never claimed that I only ate one flavor ice cream. I just claimed that God made the taste buds.
Yeah, but if God made the taste buds and your taste buds determine the ice cream you're going to make, then why would you ever choose a different flavor than one flavor?
Because God willed it, not me. God willed it.
Okay, well, then we just get back to the because God. Like, that's not an argument.
Yes, that is an argument. That is my argument.
Because, like, I could literally just flip it back and say, well, free will exists because God works in mysterious ways.
You could say that, but that's contradicted by the Bible. Romans
no, it's not.
And Isaiah 45:7.
No, but Hank, God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, but the Bible says otherwise.
Yeah, but he works in mysterious ways. It's a mystery.
How would you know? How would you know the mysterious
How would you not
ways?
know? It's mysterious.
The Bible.
Yeah, but the Bible's mysterious. It's mysterious ways.
Hang on a second. Hank, you were the one who was saying that, how do we know? How do we know what Jesus' teachings were? And then, we say the Bible and say, no, because you have to be Jesus in order to tell us what Jesus' teachings are.
Yeah, exactly.
But now,
which is
in this example, you're saying, well, we point to the Bible. So which one is it, Hank?
You were asserting that you can say, well, the Calvinists worship Baal, and I said, well, you worship Abaton.
No, Hank. We gave you the thing where Jesus explicitly says, "A man shall not lie with another man like he lies with a woman." Like that's basically saying like homosexuality is a bad thing, right? That's how we point to, for example, a lot of these LGBTQ churches. Like they're not actually Christian because they're not practicing what's in the Bible.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, if you have any tattoos, the Bible says not to get tattoos. So if you have a tattoo of a cross,
Well, the Bible in Leviticus states that you shouldn't scar your skin, which you can make an argument that tattoos is like that. But however, back in the day, tattoos would scar you. But these days, tattoo artists could actually put art on your skin without scarring you, technically, physically. So would that be, not a sin after you get a tattoo that didn't scar your actual skin?
It does scar your
Kind of
skin,
sounds like a
and-
loophole to me.
Yeah.
Well, it does sound like a loophole, but again, Leviticus wasn't specific on tattoos. It was scarring the skin, right? Which back in the day, tattoos would scar skin. This is why it was a sin, right? With tattoos. But hold on. But however, now we have tattoo artists that have such a light touch on tattoos to where they don't scar the skin. So wouldn't that be a form of that tattoos are not actually not a sin now?
I need a doctor to validate that. I don't trust your claim.
Well, that's where it came from. Leviticus. It came from Leviticus on scarring skin.
Yeah, I don't trust.
You shouldn't purposely scar your skin. And tattoos, people got tattoos purposely, and it scarred their sin. This is why it was a sin.
Yeah, but Jake, like basically what Hank's trying, he's trying to deflect away from the main premise. Where earlier on in the debate, he was confronted with a question, and he said, "Well, you're not Jesus. Only Jesus can tell me what a true Christian is." But then he basically makes a claim where he points to the Bible. All of a sudden,
Yeah, exactly.
We
Yeah,
now know what
Jesus
Jesus'
claim-
teachings are.
You make the claim that Calvinists worship.
Yeah, well, you made the
Paul.
claim that
There's no
a lot of
evidence of
crazy
that,
shit, and
but
I
could
said,
just assert-
you're not
so
Jesus
the-
either,
so-
Hank.
You worship Abaddon.
You're
so
also
the
not
question
Jesus,
was like
Hank.
to define what a Christian is. How do you know when a Christian is not being Christian? And we said, well, we can point to the Bible, we can point to Jesus' teachings. And you said, no, you have to be Jesus in order to say that you're not Christian. But now all of a sudden, when you were confronted with it, well, we have the Bible.
Jesus assert that people aren't Christians.
Yeah, but Hank, it seems to your logic entails here, because you quoted the Bible and said we have the Bible to know that's not true. It would dictate that the Bible is what you should follow, and these LGBTQ churches aren't Christian by hand because they're going against the Bible, correct?
Yeah, but neither are you. So come on.
Well, here's the thing. Madian Buna, I think that's her name. The pastor, the woman that spoke over there at the bishop. She was a bishop that went against Trump. So again, when it comes to Protestantism, which that's what she is she a Christian? Even though she's a lesbian and she has sex with the opposite sex, would she be a Christian? And don't say I don't know because I'm not Jesus. Come on, bro.
Well,
Is she a Christian or not?
I'd ask your church daddies then.
No, I'm asking you.
I'd refer to your church daddies.
What is she, bro?
Freaking ask her. Ask what.
No, I'm asking you. Is she a Christian or not?
Does she say she's a Christian?
Yeah, she does.
I'll go with that for now.
You'll go with that for now. Okay,
So
yeah,
now we're back
congratulations.
onto whatever someone claims they are, but we have. But then why are you mentioning the Bible then?
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
here's the
So
thing.
you throw it out the fucking window.
Yeah.
You're asserting that people are worshiping Baal without evidence. So I
Well,
can
no,
just-
I'm
I can
asserting
just-
that this
no,
woman.
No. We did assert evidence, Hank.
with
One
the
sec,
same
Hank.
amount of
One sec. One sec, Hank.
You
We
worship
did.
Abaddon, the guy
We
said
did
so.
have. We did show evidence. We showed the evidence off the Bible, which you did there.
Yeah. So
But then now, if all of a sudden,
Abaddon because
no, one sec,
Abaddon's happening in
Hank.
the
You're not
Bible.
getting out of this. You're not getting out of this because then you made
Yeah,
the
so
the
Abaddon's
assertion
the
that just
Bible,
because
you
she
worship
claims she's
Abaddon, I just
Christian.
asserted it. Yeah.
Yeah, just because she claims she's Christian.
Yeah, you worship Abaddon, and Abaddon's in the Bible, in the Revelation. So there you go.
How do I worship that demon or whatever? How?
The same way that.
Tell me.
The same way. That
Do
she
I
worships
support
Baal.
LGBTQ? What is it?
You're destroying the church with your conflicts. So
That what?
you're destroying the church with your conflict. So
Destroying what church? The false
Christianity.
church that this LGBTQ woman is at?
You're destroying
Is that the church I'm destroying?
You're destroying Christianity with your disagreements.
With my okay, so then you are the arbiter of Christianity then. Are you the arbiter of Christianity?
No, that's Jesus.
No. Okay, so therefore I guess I don't worship whatever fucking demon you're bringing up then.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
agree.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you do. I'm not saying that you do. You're claiming that I do, and I'm telling you that's stupid and it's false.
Yeah, and that's what I say with your ball assertion. But if you're
Bro, no. This woman, dude, this woman supports abortion. Ball is a fraternity demon.
Yes.
Okay. So what is she doing?
Demon.
What is she doing by default?
Abaddon's a destruction demon.
What is she doing by default?
That
she supports abortion. And she supports sexual immorality.
You know the Bible supports infanticide.
You do know Baal is a sex demon, a fraternity demon.
You know,
and she backs up abortion and she backs up fucking LGBTQ and sex all day long. And she's in the church of Protestantism. So again, what demon is she worshiping? What demon is she worshiping, Hank? Hank, what demon is she worshiping? Answer my question.
Freaking ask her.
Freaking ask her. Okay, yeah. So, okay, cool, bro.
Yeah, just
you don't know shit about Christianity, bro. Like, seriously.
To quote the Bible
you don't either because you went to Abaddon.
Oh, okay. Good argument. Good argument, bro.
To quote the Bible as well, Matthew 7, because it came up in the chat as well. Shout out to the support. Matthew 7, 21 to 23. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. On that day, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name and cast out demons in your name and do many mighty works in your name? And then I will declare to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, your workers of lawlessness.
And God
this
still
is Jesus directly claiming that it's like you can judge this shit based on the Bible.
Yeah.
And that was the key word he used. He used if you belong to my rules, right? My wills. Didn't he say wills? In there, Teriak?
Of the will of my Father who is in heaven.
So if you choose to obey and choose to follow his will, then that's a choice. And that's what it states?
Yeah, Hank, and you're choosing not to follow said will.
And who chose for me to exist?
What? That has nothing to do with it.
Your parents chose.
Bro. Your parents chose to fuck and get you, yes. Just like us.
And who chose my parents to fuck? Who chose for that?
Yeah, they're parents.
Your grandparents.
Yes. So here's the line. The line goes all the way back to the God. The buck stops at God.
Yes, all these choices came to what we exist in the present day. Yes.
Yes, the buck stops at God, and you're saying, no, it doesn't somehow.
Bro, you haven't made any real arguments on predetermination, man. Again, when you're saying that your parents chose to have you, and they did. Okay, by having sex. Their parents also chose to have them by having sex, and it's very simple. When people have sex, they have kids, right?
Yes,
when a woman gets on birth control, she
in the Bible.
Yeah, so what? We're not arguing that. Nobody's arguing that shit, bro. Nobody's arguing that shit.
Then. There we go.
You don't win shit, bro. Nobody's arguing that. What are you talking about? You're not winning nothing. Just by saying you win doesn't make any sense, bro.
No, it makes perfect sense because
no, it doesn't, Ray Charles. You can't see in front of your hand. You can't see the hand in front of you, bro. You're Ray Charles, bro. You're blind right now. And I'm going to tell you this, dude, I love you, man. I hope you find the actual truth, but you can't just sit there and fucking say that this LGBTQ woman who deters people away from God is a net positive and just say, yeah, it's okay that she believes this shit and she's preaching it. You cannot sit there as a Christian and say that's okay. That's called tolerant Christianity. That's called, yes, again, says the Bible, bro. Says the Bible, says Jesus. Yes. Okay. Jesus didn't want you to sit there and just tolerate these fucking LGBTQ people and say, yes, they should be gay and it's okay. And God loves them no matter what, even though they're sucking cock and getting fucking, TOS, machine lies. And they're having inappropriate relationships with the same sex. You cannot sit there and say, that's okay that this woman is preaching that and she's still a part of God. That's a stupid fucking position that you're sitting there preaching it. And again, you're trying to link it up with predetermination. Doesn't make any fucking sense, Hank.
So TOS DQ, I win. There you go.
You don't win, bro. Oh my God.
What?
Okay. Yeah,
Lol,
it is funny. It is funny,
God,
Ray Charles.
Because God.
Because God. Okay, cool. I think we're done with that debate, Hank. I love you, bro. I'm gonna pray for you. You're always welcome on my channel, by the way.
Awesome.
You're always welcome on my channel. I like you, dude. I like you. Especially, I think me and you moderating the debate between Machine and Teriak, we were a pretty good team, bro. Like, I think we kind of agreed on like, hey, Teriak, you're not answering the question. Machine, you're also not answering the question. It was a good balance, and I'm glad we got along with that moderation, man.
Yeah, good stuff, guys. Yeah, I want to have one question to Jake. You're in, right? And this is a good one that Tariak actually brought up, right? Because you said the universal sin is rejecting, right?
Rejecting God when knowing that God does exist. So, for example, Satan, yeah.
Right. So, what about Peter?
What about Peter?
Well, I mean, I guess, he said to Jesus, "I'm not going to reject you," and Jesus said, "No, you are."
Yeah, no, you are. Yeah.
And then he did exactly.
Yeah, and Jesus knew that he was. I think it was like what, 12 times machine lies?
So is Peter a sinner?
Yeah, Peter was a sinner, yes.
But yeah, he founded the church.
Yes. So what?
Well, no, it's just a question, soon.
Okay.
But no, he was
so
doing
so
God's
again
will.
when it
He was
when it came
fulfilling prophecy.
Hold on, outside of the prophecy, etc. So Peter, so the great thing about Peter is that Jesus knew that even all the disciples, not just Peter, all of the disciples were going to reject him at one point. You had some disciples that were murderers. OJ, which one was a murderer? Was it Peter, etc.? OJ. Okay, I guess he's
I'm
not
sorry.
here.
No, I'm here. I forgot to unmute. Anyways, it was like Buffabot or something like that. Like it was a choice between choosing the teacher or the murderer, which is what Jesus Christ or the murderer during that
Right.
time. But as far as Peter goes, yes,
yeah,
Jesus knew
Barabbas.
that Peter Barabbas. There you go. That what Peter goes, what he was saying is that okay, Jesus knew that Judas was gonna betray him.
Betray him.
He did tell, and he did tell him, "Go and do what you must." And then
go
he
and do
went.
what you must.
Yeah, so he gave him the choice. He didn't stop him. He could have wiped him out right then and there if he wanted to, with a snap of a finger, if he wanted to prevent him. Now, as far as Peter goes, he told Peter that yes, you will deny me 3 times. And Peter said no. So yeah, 3 times. That's what I said. So he told him that what he was gonna end up doing, and he said no, I'm not gonna do that. But he didn't understand what he meant, that what the rejection was gonna be.
Exactly.
Until the people started confronting him and were threatening him, and he was scared, that he went and denied Jesus Christ 3 times. But just because Jesus knew, it didn't mean that he didn't tell that Peter didn't have the free will to stop it, but he didn't understand what was going on, and he still made the choice of saying that, hey, to protect myself, I'm going to deny Christ. But that's not. But he thought Christ meant something else versus, just a little gesture of like, hey, I'm just trying to fend for my life here.
Yeah, so again, Peter didn't commit any ultimate sin when it came to that, right? I use Satan as an example where Satan knew the Father, he was in heaven, he all knew this was what the case was, and he had an understanding of the universe, etc., and still denied God. Now, we could still see that even in today's society where you have preachers that fully believe this is, again, it's the heart of man. That's the thing about man. It's the heart of man, and God can only judge it. So we cannot judge if they truly did believe in Jesus and rejected Jesus at the same time. But at the end of the day, we could see people that do admire Jesus, love Jesus, follow Jesus, but they still fall into sin. That wouldn't be the ultimate sin. That's the difference there, bro. This would be the same thing that Peter had as well. So again, the ultimate unforgivable sin is knowing the word and knowing God's existence, etc., and still rejecting God to his face. In other words, spitting in his face. And that's the unforgivable sin. Just to answer your question, Machine, I hope that did answer it. Machine.
Yeah, what about when Jesus says in John, I come not of my accord, but from he who sent me? He literally says, I come not of my own will, but of he who sent me. And then in the kenosis hymn, Jesus takes, obedience of God unto himself and becomes all in all with God, right?
Okay. What's your question, though?
well, how come Jesus says he doesn't have free will?
Well, hold on. Okay. So Jesus said that I'm obeying my Father, and I came here under my Father's guidance, telling me to do this. He could have rejected God. In fact, even when he was in the desert and he was tempted by Satan himself, and he could have had the decision to reject the Father. And he's had these decisions just like us, and he still rejects to do that. Through his free will, he said, no, I'm not going to do that. And Satan promised him money, fame, etc. on this earth. And Jesus said no, and he chose to do that. That's his free will of rejecting that.
So free will can override prophecy now, even though Quinn earlier.
How is that prophecy? What the fuck are you talking, dude? How is that prophecy? This is a story in the Bible. This already happened, and somebody wrote it.
Yeah, but the problem is.
Yeah, but what?
Yeah, but what? If he didn't do that, then he couldn't have saved everyone. So I don't know where the free will comes in.
The free will is him choosing to reject sin and then dying for ours so we can get into the kingdom of heaven. Dude, have you read the Bible?
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
But the
no, you
problem is,
haven't. So obviously you don't know the conclusion.
Then the rest of the Bible couldn't even happen.
Couldn't even happen. Okay, but he didn't. So it did happen. So it did. The fuck are you talking about?
Where's the freedom?
The freedom is him choosing to reject sin.
But if he did that, the prophecy couldn't have been fulfilled. So
if he did that, he did do that. What are you talking about? He did.
But then where's the freedom at?
Oh my god, bro. Jeez. Okay. Okay, let me ask you this. Is Jesus God?
Yeah, this is this is part
not
two
you,
of the
Machine
debate
Lies.
with Jake
Okay.
and with Jake and Hank. Right? So this is part 2 of the debate.
Okay. Yeah, Machine Lies has been like he's been eating mushrooms. Have you? Am I right, Machine?
Yes, that is correct. Yeah,
I got it.
5 grams.
I got it.
What the fuck is that? Oh yeah, but
That's
I
my
had 5
soundboard.
grams of mushrooms today. Yeah, blessings.
Yeah,
Blessings,
Machine
bro.
Life says he took mushrooms and he didn't really prepare for the debate, so he didn't take this seriously.
Yeah, well, I mean,
No, that's not the same thing, Hank. I definitely took it seriously, but I guess it remains to be determined.
as you should take every opponent seriously.
Determined.
Yeah, for sure. Anyways, but yeah, Hank, bro, I don't know where else to go with you, bro. Like you've been smoked on every point. Like I've determined that you don't know anything about the Bible.
Alright.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's just
Great.
your
We can
opinion.
move
I don't
on.
really
Anybody
care.
else with questions? Jeez.
That's just your opinion.
It's not my opinion.
Yes,
You
it
do,
is.
bro. You support LGBTQ pastures. It's not my opinion.
Your opinions that I don't
Yeah. No,
know the
you
Bible.
support LGBT pastures.
Okay.
Yeah, you do. Okay, cool. We can move on now. I'm glad
Wait,
you conceded.
Hank, did you say that Jesus is not God, that he's a prophet?
Yeah, it's a prophet, yes.
And you claim to also to be Christian?
Whoa.
Yes.
Wait, then why would you say that we're not Jesus then if he's just a prophet?
We are Jesus. So that's
What?
Which one was the Jesus?
My name's not Jesus.
Yes.
Oh.
Which one was the Jesus?
I think
Okay,
I'm not-
there
Jesus
we
was a
go.
trans activist. That's what I think he was. He was one of them trans activist people.
Yeah, Jesus was a trans activist, bro. He was like, please change your gender under surgery. Even though they didn't have the technology to do it, you'll just die during surgery. Let's just go with that.
Well, I mean, Jesus could do miracles, so all you have to do is touch
Well,
him.
he didn't do it though, right? He didn't do it.
Allegedly.
He can turn water into wine, but he didn't turn a man into a woman.
What is a woman?
A woman is a biological female. What is a woman to you? Go ahead, tell me.
According to modern science, it's a birthing person.
A birthing? What's that? What's a birthing person?
I don't know. A mammal.
You don't know. Okay, so I guess you don't know modern
maybe-
science
maybe
too
we're
well.
reptiles.
I guess he doesn't know modern science too well.
Yeah, I'm
He
gonna
doesn't
agree
know.
with Jake. He does not.
Who
agree-
brought
he
on
does-
this fucking retard?
Yes,
But
he
okay.
did not understand modern science very well. I had to agree with Jake on this one.
Yeah, first time. Good job, Hank. Even though you support a woman that believes his ideology. Cool.
Would you hate Jesus if he was gay? What if come to find out Jesus slept with a man? Would you not still worship him?
Wait, hold on. Would I hate Jesus if I found out that he slept with a man?
If you went to heaven to find out that Jesus rode that way, would you still love him?
Would I still love him? This is hold on. This is a ridiculous question, but to answer it, just for the sake of it, if Jesus is my God, and I believe that fully, and I went to heaven, and Jesus was just plowing left and right all these dudes in the butthole, I would say, wow, this is a contradiction to the Bible. Therefore, I would say, okay, I guess I have to fucking follow suit. He obviously didn't leave a correct message on Earth.
So
yeah, so if we lived in a reality where unicorns existed, unicorns would exist. Or if we lived in a reality where women didn't exist, it was just men, and how we reproduce was men having sex, then yeah, of course, yeah.
So
if you went to hold on, gay ops. No, you asked the question. I'm gonna ask you back. If you died and saw that Jesus and he told you, putting your penis into another man's asshole could cause a lot of problems and diseases, etc., which we've seen throughout history, and he said you shouldn't do that, would you say, yeah, you know what, Jesus, you're right, now I'm going to worship you and say, yeah, LGBTQ should be punished? Would you agree with that?
Well, Christ is king, right? So
would you agree with it or not? Yes or no?
I wouldn't know. I've never met Jesus.
No, dude, answer the fucking question. I answered your question. Go ahead and answer the question. Would you agree? Would you oblige? Yes or no?
Hypothetically, allegedly.
Hypothetically, would you? Oh, yeah, you're taking forever to answer the question. Come on, bro. Answer the fucking question.
Sure.
Sure, you would. Okay, great. So what's your point of the fucking question then? But here's the thing. The Bible backs up my point of view and not yours. So again, your hypothetical is fucking ridiculous in the fucking first place.
And Jake, what did the Bible say the punishment was?
Going to hell, straight to hell, bro.
They're always quick with the question, Jake, but they're never quick with the answers.
They never are, right? They never are. They're quick with the question, never quick with the answer. If I reverse it back to them, they spend so much time, 5 minutes to answer a fucking question that they asked me. Crazy.
It's because it goes against their ideology.
Exactly. Yeah, and they've never been. They can shoot out the questions, and then you shoot it back to them.
Jake,
they're fucking.
If your ideology was different, would your ideology be different?
Wait, hold on.
That's basically the
hold
question
on a
you asked.
second. Hold on a second. I want to ask you guys because OJ, I think Tariq and Jake, you guys are saying they. Who's they?
The
gay ops.
The gay ops. Yeah.
Oh, gay ops. Okay.
Yeah. The homosexuals.
Yes. So before hell, what is the punishment?
The what?
What is the punishment before hell?
What's the punishment before?
You're talking about diseases?
No. Okay, you don't want.
That sounds like a punishment to me. If you're homosexual, you get a disease like the AIDS epidemic in the 80s. Do you remember that? Do you remember? It's throughout history, bro.
Okay, it's pretty wise move to not say what the punishment prescribed is. Let's just move on.
Okay, fair enough, bro. Fair enough.
Yeah, because it's a faulty question because it's like, okay, before hell existed, who's to say that hell didn't exist?
No, I didn't say before hell existed. I said before they go to hell, what's the punishment?
Oh yeah, well then, yeah, Jake's answer.
Well, okay, hold on. What's the hell before? What's the punishment before hell? Is that your question?
No. What's the punishment that they get before they go to hell, prescribed by the Bible?
Well, diseases, etc. If you sin, obviously, it's a big. There's a lot of issues like murder, having sex with men in their butts. Yeah.
Here's how it would have went down, Hank. Here's how it would have went down. This is biblically accurate. It would have been like, Abdul, get the rocks. That's exactly how it would have went down.
Abdul, get the rocks.
Yeah. Okay. That's exactly it.
So why does your God allow innocent children to suffer then?
Why does your God allow? Now we're going into these things.
All
right.
Sin came into the world.
So who wants to answer this one?
Yeah. So are you American? Are you American? Are you American?
No. I have a better answer. So let's go to Isaiah 45:7, my favorite Bible verse. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. There you
That's
go. That's
right.
my answer.
Yeah. So gay ops, are you American?
I'm a Jew.
You're a Jew?
Yeah. Okay. So
Are you American? Yes or no, bro? Are you American or not?
I like shekels. What's your
Are you
point?
American or not, bro? Answer the question.
What does it
Jeez.
matter?
Very easy.
Oh, what does it matter? Okay, I answered all your fucking questions, but you can't answer simple questions back.
Very simple questions.
Yeah, real quick.
Yes.
Yeah, real
yes,
quick, guys. Does anybody
I
know
live in the
Solid
land
Snake in the
of
background here?
gays.
Yeah,
Hold
I
on,
can
hold
vouch for I can vouch for Snake.
Okay, Snake. Yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah. So
What's up?
gay ops, if you're American and bad things happen in America, does your government allow that to happen?
You're damn right. Most of the time, they're the ones behind it. What's your point?
Yeah. So again, if there's any disease that goes around, your government allow that.
Yeah, it was probably made by little men in Wuhan labs. Yeah, what's your point?
But what I'm saying is like just like so the AIDS epidemic, the government, the American government caused that.
I mean, I'm sure it was more than just one government, because in fact they want to make a, one world government. What's your point?
Yeah, so like your whole thing of like, why would God allow evil, all this kind of shit? It's like it's the same kind of premise here, where it's like you could just take that and just apply it to a secular government. One sec. You can just take that logic, apply it to a secular government, and it basically defeats your own position.
It's a satanic new world order that's coming.
Okay. Name the three laws of logic. Name the three laws of logic.
Government isn't on.
Name the three laws of logic.
He said three, by the way, not tree.
That's gonna be
Yeah,
your God.
you said you're making a logical argument here. Or you're talking about logic. So name the three laws of logic.
Three laws of logic is the population to population to population.
Well done.
Population to population. Holy shit. We're dealing with another retard on the panel. Okay, great. Yeah, you are. Okay, great.
Say that to the
Yeah.
billionaires. Yeah.
Yeah,
logic
for sure.
All the laws.
Great logic there that you got, gay ops.
Hey, Derek, so we can make this educational. Go ahead, go over the three laws of logic for him.
Yeah, so the first law of logic is the law of identity. The second law of logic is the law of non-contradiction. And the third law of logic is the law of excluding middle.
Okay, what
He's
the
typing
fuck
it
does
in.
that have to do with a bunch of people?
He's fact checking it and shit.
I'm still confused on what this got to do with a bunch of people.
Of course
who
you
wanna
are.
kill you.
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
made the claim that you're
they're
like, this is my logic, but you actually don't understand the laws of logic, so how can you have a logic?
Oh, yeah, logic has to depopulate you with viruses.
Oh yeah, logic is a bad thing, Terry. It's a
Yeah,
bad thing.
population,
You're brainwashed
population,
because you have no logic.
population,
Exactly.
Well, I
bro.
mean,
What the fuck
arguably,
is
secular logic is depopulating us.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why Georgia Guidestone says back to 500 million, right?
Are you a Freddie
Oh, wait,
Mercury
they
fan?
try to destroy that too. Oh, Donald Trump is your savior.
Oh, Freddie Mercury is Freddie Mercury. You listen to him all the time, right?
Yeah.
Wait, who's savior of that? Donald Trump's not my savior, bro.
Hey,
Okay, yeah. Again, he doesn't even talk.
Yeah,
anymore.
I want to let Solid Snake get in here because it's past 3 hours. I don't know how much time Tariak's got left.
No, I'm ready.
Yeah,
to
I
split
got to
out
pop
whenever
off
you
soon,
are,
but
bro.
I'll wait
Yeah.
for as solid question.
How long?
You're gonna
How long do you think you got here, Tariak?
Like about
10
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay.
Okay, Solid Snake, you're gonna have to go there. Blessings. Go ahead.
Yeah, so quick question, one for you, Machine. How do you know that that God's is directly causing things happening with the world and not secondarily causing things? And how do you know that that is true?
Well, I think the debate, and I really did want to get into this earlier because of the super chat that Tariak had. I mean, about primary and secondary causes, right? And I think the division, right, itself comes from the division of universal and particulars, right? Saying that God can, only control universal and not particulars, right? And I think that cuts off God's hands from creation, right?
Well, I mean, if he's the creator of the universe, isn't that going against his nature?
Wait, wait, what'd you say?
I said, isn't that directly contradicting his nature if he is omnipotent and all-powerful?
Who's omnipotent and all-powerful, Jesus or God?
The Christian God, the Trinity.
Well, I think you can say because in the other sense, you know, as Jake said earlier, Jesus could have chosen to reject God.
Yeah, but he
during the
chose not
desert.
to.
Yeah, he
so
chose
if
not
it's
to.
a choice, then logically,
Yeah,
he
so
made a
but
choice, and it wasn't predetermined.
right, but Jesus is God,
Right.
right? So how could he
Yeah, and
reject
God
him?
chose God. What did God choose to do?
Yeah, but if Jesus is
Yeah,
God,
but
how could he reject himself?
well, no, he rejected the fact that Satan offered him riches, etc., on earth, right? God in the flesh,
And
and
he
he rejected
fasted
it,
for
and he
40 days in
chose.
the desert.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a
So he
decision,
obeyed
right? So
God,
God
right?
made that decision.
So he gave up his freedom.
No,
How
he
did
made a
he give up his
choice.
freedom? He made a choice.
Yeah, he
A
made a
ch-
choice.
A
Yeah,
choice
he
to
made
be
a
a
choice.
man in the flesh. Yeah, a man in the
To
flesh.
give up his freedom.
Well, he gave up his power. Yeah, to be amongst men.
And how would he reject God if he is God?
How would he reject God if he is God?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be a Trinity argument. If Solid State, you want to go on that because I'm not an
Yeah, that
expert.
would directly contradict his nature. So he can't just reject himself.
Well, God has a nature, right? So God has to act according to his nature.
Yeah, he has a human and divine nature, which is Christ.
So you're saying God's not all powerful?
No,
He
I
is.
got this one. I got this one. How would
Oh,
God
boy.
reject himself if he is God? It's simple. Omnipotence.
Well,
It's
then we have to go
required
into the
any-
Trinity debate. Hank, are you a Trinitarian or are you Unitarian?
I'm
He
Unitarian.
sounds like an
but we don't-
Aryan.
You're Unitarian. Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
omnipotence is
So now
how-
it's a Trinity debate here going
So
on.
the omnipotence is how the
Oh,
machine
brother.
lies. Because God has all power, he could do that because that's a power. So God could do it. If it's a thing, God could do it. Period.
So, Machine, if you want to continue with the Trinity debate, I mean, up to you, bro.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. I'm fine.
I got one for you. What's the difference between a demon possessing a human and the Holy Spirit possessing me? Isn't that possession? I want to be possessed by the Holy Spirit. What's the difference between that and the demon that attacked me at 9 years old?
It's the same thing, except Holy Spirit is holy.
That's right, Hank.
Wait, hold
because
on.
The angels came from God. That means the fallen angels came from God. So that means he allowed them to come attack me. Oh, no. Chaos.
How did he allow?
I thought nothing happens
Yeah,
without the
again,
ordaining of God. I thought nothing
we're
happens
the
without him
proponents of
saying
free will,
so.
so you choose to
Yeah,
be
it's the
gay.
problems. Yeah. Gay ops, are you a homosexual?
Why not?
Ew.
About to be
Gross.
transhumanism coming in.
Gross.
Well,
Disgusting.
on that bombshell, boys, I gotta head out. Got to get my practicing in VK. So
For sure. Hey,
here as well.
Terry,
Yeah, bless
real
him.
quick question: are you going to be live? Are you going to stay on stream and get in VK? Or
No,
are
I'm
you
gonna
start
raid.
a
I'm
new
gonna
stream?
raid into Easy, but I'll be going on the show as well.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna raid into Easy then.
Cool,
At the end of
Thank you
mine.
guys.
All
Yeah,
right.
thank you guys so
All
much
right.
for being here, and yeah, and blessings to you guys. I hope you guys made some money, and you have a beautiful day, guys. I mean, definitely.
Yeah,
I mean,
Have a
shalom
good one, Terry.
You
alaikum.
too.
Machine Lies.
yeah, we'll do
Appreciate
it
you coming
again
on.
anytime you guys want. As soon as we could pin down a proposition on each side, I mean, you just let me know. But yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Real
go
quick,
ahead, Jake.
no, I was gonna say, Machine Lies. Go ahead and end the show, or shoot whatever you got to do. I just want to thank you really quick. I want to thank you for debating Teriak. It
Of
was
course,
fun,
anytime,
and
yeah.
dude, thank you for fucking putting on these people to kind of have these debates on Christianity. I know you didn't get too involved. You're kind of sitting back and kind of listening to arguments, and I respect that about you because this does need to happen, even on our points of views on Christianity and this particular topic. To be honest, you doing the open panel kind of allowed me to kind of flesh out and exercise these arguments myself, which I've never done before. So
yeah, of course, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, we have these issues on all the time, so you're welcome to come. Hop on panel, and debate with these guys anytime. We have a few specialists around, that talk about these issues. Very astute fellows on philosophy. We even have Orthodox Christians usually on the panel. You know, so we have all types of views. So yeah, blessings, sir.
yeah, dude, blessings to you, bro. I really enjoyed myself. I enjoyed myself a lot debating
thank
with
you.
these individuals that you brought on. So yeah.
Yeah, no
thank you.
problem. Yeah, blessings, brother. Yeah.
Nice dub, Teriak.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you. And yeah, like I said, shout out to Jake from Project VOPod, Hank again for putting the time together to moderate, and again, appreciate Machine Lies for accepting the debate and putting on a good show.
Fix that fire alarm. We
Other
need a
than
battery.
that, shut the fuck up. And then other than that, appreciate the fans, the people tuning in as well, because without them, you know, it'd just be a bunch of guys just screaming at each other in the virtual world. Other than that,
Yeah.
I love yous and leave yous, and take care, boys. Have a good one.
Yeah,
Have a
take
good
care.
one, Terry.
Have a
Terry.
good one.
Yeah, peace out,
Thanks
brother.
Appreciate it. Now we're going over to easy. So I'll be stopping by the show, so hopefully I can get a win. Yeah, I'm not hoping the best, but make sure you tell Easy where you came from. I'll be going over there with you. So appreciate everybody again who enjoyed the show, watched, you know, done the old chatting. Obviously, you know, huge shout out to the people who supported as well. Like a lot of donos tonight as well. So appreciate you all. Without yous, this won't be possible. Other than that, I just have one final question for you. One final question. I think you know what the question is. Do you know what an Irish goodbye is?